All right, welcome back, you guys. I have done a little bit more routing off stream, just a little bit. What did I do? Yesterday, we figured out I guess both of the Estelle fights. And then I tested a doula, and I think a doula is just meteorite of Estelle. Pretty straightforward. And then Electo is a little bit trickier because Electo has like 18k health or something. But with the correct buff setup, we can just pretty much one-shot with Sovereignty. So that's easy. And now I'm here. At Red Wolf of the Champion, and I don't really know what I'm going to do here yet. I couldn't, like... With incantations, you can just go in and one-shot this boss. But the problem is we don't have a sorcery that has enough range. And that's fast enough to do what you can with I think I use Frenzied Burst on other runs. I guess Bolt of Grand Stacks also works, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do here yet on Red Wolf. And this is a very dangerous fight too. So I don't know, we got to test it out. I tested out some Ronnie's Dark Moon on stuff. It's pretty good, but I don't think it really works here. I mean, it can one-shot this boss. The problem is it can miss. Oh, my taskbar is showing. Why is that the case? I actually have no idea why. Something's popped up. There we go. No, I'm not regretting doing sorcery. I mean, this should be able to work somehow. I just don't know what it is yet. But no, sorcery's been great so far, I think. I just don't know what to do here. Like, maybe Loretta Mastery. The problem is the boss input reads it. It can do enough damage to one shot if I have all the buffs and stuff. I think, but it just Loretta Mastery is a little unreliable, especially because one of the arrows pretty much always hits the ground. Elfman, how's it go, dude? Above Water, welcome back as well. Ronnie's Dark Moon range actually isn't that good somehow as well. So if I like ran up to here, I mean, in this RNG would work, but the range isn't that good. So maybe I just like run up in Night Comet so that he doesn't input read. I think that's probably the best play, but I haven't really tried that with full buffs yet. See what the damage looks like. Yeah, Market is really fun. Are my alerts still broken today? But yeah, the DRL match, by the way, is in an hour. So, Hollow, thanks for the 31-month Prime sub. Meridon, thanks for the 4-month Prime sub as well. Thanks, you guys. I mean, everyone else's Twitch alerts must also be broken. Maybe I can like refresh this though. Usually that does nothing, but I'm just waiting for my buffs to go away, I guess. All right, let's see. If I just run up to... It just... I don't like this very much, dude. I'm sure I could get a 2-shot pretty easily. This boss is so dangerous, man. How's it going, Fox? Black Flag Remake? Black Flag Remake? How old is that game, dude? Like Assassin's Creed? Wasn't that like less than 10 years ago? Oh, wow. That was longer ago than I thought it was. 13 years ago. Okay, well, that makes sense then. Dang, that did not feel that long ago, somehow. It's pretty crazy. Jesus, dude. 13 years ago. It's insane. But I felt like that came out not even that long ago. Hard to argue with that right there. Well, I wouldn't say 2013 is mad old. That is... that's just not... I mean, it's a little old, I guess. Honestly, that was like a peak time for games, though, wasn't it? So when... I wonder what the earliest I can cast... I mean, that looks pretty good. I think that actually does look pretty good. I just need to figure out how far I actually need to run up, I guess. Pretty much it. Okay, this is simpler than I thought it was going to be. This boss can cause a lot of problems with the frame trap. This one at least has a better arena than the other Red Wolf, so it's not as bad. Like, from here, is that too far? Oof. Just gotta figure out where to shoot this from. Yeah, Sen's Masterclass, dude. They are so bad. Like, they are embarrassingly bad, dude. It's actually unreal. Like, definitely part of it is that Carolina is just so good, I think. And really good teams that play like Carolina does, they make other teams look like they're playing really bad. And that's what happened in Sens. Like, the Sens have gotten so badly outplayed in every game, pretty much, that they're just totally flustered, I think. Like, they're totally off their game. And so they get a 5-on-3. They get like almost a full 2-minute 5-on-3 last game, and they can't even enter the zone. Like, it's unbelievable, dude. Like, that's like house league stuff. They can't even enter the zone. And it's like, I almost stopped watching yesterday, dude. It was really bad. And the games seem like the scores in the game seem like they're close. Like, sure, game 2 was close, sure. The other games have not even been close. Like, they could have been 5-1 easily. And like, just based on how the teams played. Yeah, I could chuck trade this offseason. I don't know, man. He looks disinterested, honestly, but who knows what's going on. Like, he didn't look good in the Olympics either, so maybe he's been injured this entire time. So I guess if he jumps, I just cast another one. Like, that seems good. No need to complicate it. So... All right, good stuff. All right, where to next, though? So, Red Wolf of the Champion. Oh, I need the Death Root. Yeah, this is a pretty scary Hero's Grave. So I kind of wanted to just come here early just to make sure it's good, but it's fine. And we also have Raptor of the Mists, which I'm going to use here. Just makes it a bit easier, but... need Bingo Brawler's era back. Maybe one day, dude. I don't know. Maybe. I don't have a huge desire to play more necessarily, but maybe one day. We'll see. Okay, so where shall we go next? I was just trying to think of the scariest stuff. I mean, maybe we should go look at this death bird. Maybe the Borealis as well. Thought Hob was playing next bingo season. That'd be great stuff, dude. That'd be great content, I think. It's really just cleanup at this point, dude. What are the teams though? I don't. It's not a team format this bingo season, is it? And some of the pickups here, I'm also really concerned about too. Like running through and getting this painting, it's probably gonna be fine, but it's not super straightforward. Anyways, let's just start from the top. And by the top, I mean literally the northmost part of the map, and just go from there, maybe. Or I can't really think of anything that's too sketchy right now. So, or should I start with bosses and then do item collection later? It's hard. It's so hard to know where to start because we need so many things, dude. Hasbullah, thanks for the 40-month resub, dude. I appreciate that. Pre-scene's going on to decide. So is it duos then, or what? I mean, I definitely do. Like, I definitely wouldn't do a duos again. Like, not because it wasn't fun, but I wouldn't do that again, probably. Oh, you play solo, but you advance your team. Oh, it sounds interesting then. But then there are only 2 from each country? Now, I wasn't blaming the teammate. It's just the format of doing duos is very... Like, you can't really... There's less strategy involved. Like, there's strategy, but it's less of being able to read what your opponent's doing and, like, get the timings down. Unless, you know, for most people, at least. But, all right, let's go here. So we need triple rings of light and... Yeah, they put a delay on the streams now, but yeah, I mean... I would be lying if I said that wasn't a part of why I have not gone back. Because of that fiasco that happened, but... I could probably... What I could do is maybe share the... I was thinking about sharing this spreadsheet so that people could follow along as I'm making notes. Like, I guess... I could do that, maybe. Maybe that'd be interesting for, like, the one person who wants to follow along. the real Hasbullah is following the stream, dude. Okay, so... What is the right path down here? But Aggie, I don't think Aggie would be able to represent Canada, dude. Like, or is he a citizen of Canada now? I don't know. I guess not sure. I don't think I could just drop down. I need to make a save. I don't think I can just drop down here. I'm trying to remember. Like, I've definitely picked this up before on some run, but I don't remember. Yeah, they couldn't find real Canadian. Well, so is there someone representing Canada in it? I don't know. It sounds like a cool idea, though. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. This is what we do. We just go this way. Wait, oh, him and V-Sweat. Okay, I see. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, like, I think the bingo that I prefer the most is just like 1v1 vanilla bingo. With, you know, no starting graces. I know it's maybe not the most interesting for people to watch. But like just no mods, just straight up 1v1, no mods, and like no starting graces, nothing like that. But like I think I guess to be fair though, the one with starting graces, I never did 1v1 in that format anyway, so maybe my mind would be changed if I did that. But anyways, bingo is really fun, but like I have a lot of other stuff I kind of want to do, so. Yeah, the samurai. Yeah, the samurai, I guess. I don't know. You can maybe do a few things to change that up, but yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's all we need to do here. So, like, this is not something I should do this early then, I think. So, I'm just... There's nothing else here. This is what I'm saying. Like, maybe we should just start with the bosses. And then, if there is a dangerous running section, then we can do that. We can move that early as I get there, but let's just start with the bosses, maybe. Go here. Also, I probably want to go double Sacred Order here. Because I don't really have any deathbird killing stuff as a sorcerer, do I? I mean, not really. Probably just Holy Pot. Yeah, that's what I always do, Dynasty. Is just any... like in my spreadsheet.
Have a safe journey.
Here, I guess I can... where should I put it, dude? I'll link it in... I'll just link it in the Discord if people want to follow along, I guess. But I haven't done that yet, but on all my spreadsheets for these all bosses runs, I do rank them on how dangerous they are. Yeah, I guess if you're not in my Discord, you can join it. And I'm linking my All Achievements Plus spreadsheet in there. But yeah, I do rank it on difficulty. And so that, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I was going to get... This guy's a Lost Ass of War, I think.
Have a safe...
Lost Ass of War. But yeah, with a run that's this long, and especially just the all bosses runs, like you kind of... That's just the best way to do it. Look how many Ashes of War we have. All right, Sacred Order. Yep, double Sacred Order's got to be the play for this guy. But, or we could try something else, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, dude, I would love to see Hob doing some bingo. I think that'd be so good. But Hob in Zero Hit League is also peak stuff, I think. Kind of hard to beat Zero Hit League, Hob. Just a legend, dude. All right, we'll go Holy. I could go Faith as well. The big concern with this strat is the... It's not even the boss, it's the Mausoleum guy. And if it's late night, this guy doesn't aggro. But you can't wait for late night. Well, you could like literally wait, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So normally what I would do is sit here, do all of my buffs. Like, is there any chance a Loretta Mastery would work on this guy? I don't know. It just because what I'm thinking is that if I sit up on the cliff, sounds pretty convoluted, but it's maybe worth trying. But yeah, see, like you aggro this guy and you're just you're toast, dude. So bad. Don't know why, but you can't see that I'm the type of guy that gets angry. I can't see that. Yeah, I don't really get angry, to be honest. Like, I just don't. That's just, I don't know. I just don't, I guess. Not really. Yeah, my temper is legendary. What I'm curious about is if I sit over here. Oops. Only sends make angry. You know what? Like, you're... Well, it's not... Dude, the thing that probably makes me the most angry is the NHL refs. but I... Like, it's not like full-blown anger, necessarily. But yeah, that's... Okay, this is probably not going to do much, but let's just see. I can't lock on the other guy. Hey, this is actually insane, dude. He certainly looks like he should be close enough to lock onto him. Oh, great. It's pretty good damage. Pretty good. To be glad you couldn't catch the game last night. It was the worst game they played. Like, it's the worst game they played in a long time, in fact. Like, going back to the regular season. I mean, what really sealed it off is that they had a 5-on-3. They couldn't even enter the zone. Like, they had a 1.5 minute 5-on-3, and they just couldn't do anything. And it's not like Carolina was breaking things up and, like, playing insane defensively. Because a 5-on-3, it doesn't matter who you're playing. Like, you have a gigantic advantage. They couldn't even enter the zone. Like, Brady made a pass across the zone, and it just wasn't to anybody. And it just exited the zone, and I, like, nearly stopped watching at that point. I think they were slowly getting better. Well, in Game 2, halfway through the game, that's by far the best they played this series, and they were better. They were the better team in Game 2 in the second half. And in fact, it was more than the second half because they were also better in overtime. So it was more like, it was like 3.5 periods. Or, yeah. Yeah, it was like 3.5 periods they were playing pretty, like, getting back to how they normally play. But, and they still lost anyway, so. So, yeah. Doesn't even matter. And then, you know, last season they, not like it's necessarily relevant, but their game 3 was decent against Toronto, but they just lost in overtime. This game 3 was horrific. Like, some of the worst NHL hockey I've seen in a long time. Yeah, so it was not good. Not good stuff. And that, like, you have to win game 3 if you're down 2. Like, I'm pretty sure in the NHL playoffs, it's only happened like 4 times that a team comes back from... We should just holy pot him, dude. I think it's only happened 4 times that a team has come back from 3 down in like... In how many years would that have been? Like 80 years? So... No, they lost game 3 last year too, but then they won game 4 and 5. All right, well, holy pot it is. This is what I assumed we would have to do this, but nothing wrong with it. Sorcery doesn't really have a great way to deal with these undead enemies, I think. Unless I'm forgetting about something. So... Should I put this on? Sure. The real question is, how many buffs am I going to actually need for this to kill the boss? And I guess the unfortunate thing about this guy is that he doesn't really sit still. I think in the past, I may have thrown the pot when he... when he spawns in, but I really do not want to mess with that guy. All right, let's see with Physic plus double Sacred Order if that's enough. Because maybe I can just lob one in there. Okay, not quite. But that's with 0 buffs. Well, except for the Sacred Order. Rio comeback has never happened in NBA playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible, right? Unless the only way is that the team literally, like, I don't know. There would need to be like a plane crash for that to be possible. Like it can't happen. Like the players are too good. They're not just gonna forget how to play. Oh, that's true. I don't have last rites. That's what I'm forgetting. Yep, good call. Double Sacred Order. Omar will double himself in that. It won't even matter, dude. You can't win if you can't score goals. Right. You can't win if you can't score. Like they scored what? Like I guess they scored 2 goals last game. They scored 3 goals in 3 games. That is usually not enough to get the job done. But no, I mean it's definitely like it's over for sure. Going into the series, it was a super low chance they would win. Like I was saying like a 70-30 split. I didn't imagine it would be this bad though. For sure. No, I didn't do bracket. I didn't do a bracket because the reason I didn't is because I would have put Caroline over the Sens and I just didn't want to do that. So I just didn't do one, simply. But I mean, my predictions for the other series, I mean, the series have already started. So I thought Philly was going to win. I didn't think they were going to go up 3-0. I thought Pittsburgh is kind of fraudulent a little bit. I don't think Philly's that great either, but they've been playing really good lately at the right time. I think Montreal's probably going to beat Tampa, but that one's close. Really hard to say. What else is happening? What's the other one? Buffalo, Boston, like slight edge to Buffalo is what I thought. What else? And then West, I mean, Colorado, obviously, against LA, who is a total fraudulent team. What else is there? I was thinking Minnesota over Dallas, but I think Dallas is up right now. Like I don't know what's going on with Minnesota, dude. Maybe they're not as good as I thought. But they played a game against Ottawa and totally decimated us during the regular season. I was like, how are these guys going to lose at any point? But I think they're down. They're down 2-1, right? Also, there are things we need from here. I'm gonna have to memory of grace out of this place anyway. So, what else is there? Edmonton, Anaheim. Like Edmonton is my pick. Which I think, is it 1-1 or is it? Have they played game 3 yet? Am I forgetting about one? I think that's it, isn't it? So those are my picks at this point. I don't know, at least for round 1. I'm not sure. Like, most of those aren't upsets. I think Montreal over Tampa would be a bit of an upset, maybe. But Montreal, like Montreal's got something, dude. They have something the Sens do not have, and it's just clutch. Like, I don't know. It's very frustrating, but okay, let's try this again. We're talking about NHL hockey is what we're talking about, the playoffs. Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking too with Dallas. Like, they still have, is Heiskanen still out, and then they had someone else out, maybe Sagan or something. Like, I was kind of thinking the injuries also would be a problem for them. Yeah, I can't say I've really been following the other series too much. So, yeah, I don't disagree, Polygon. I don't disagree, dude. All right, so Golden Epitaph, like, is that going to be enough? I guess we're going to find out. I don't have the Sacred Scorpion Charm yet, which I could go get. We actually don't have to kill that many Deathbirds on this run, surprisingly. Oh, hints, maybe? Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Like, I'm not really going too crazy into the Faith build here, but... this one... Let's do the full buff setup this time. Okay, well, not full buff setup, but most of the buffs. I'm using, like, Red Feather and stuff. So you go... Last Rites, Howl. And then double Sacred Order. And I did the wrong order, of course. It's not how it's done right there. 18k? That was definitely not a headshot, right? So, yeah, this is easily enough damage. Whoa, what did I just do? So yeah, Last Rites, double Sacred Order, and Howl's enough. Yeah, surely Death Poker is worth it. Your country only have football. Yeah. Well, I mean, oh my god, dude. How did I not get hit by that? What the hell? What am I doing?
No magic can change something into something that it is not. The imaginative transformation at the heart of magic is recognition, not creation.
Elfman, thanks so much for the 1100 bits, dude. Thanks so much, man. I actually don't even know how that guy aggroed. Okay, so Howl. This one. This one. Okay, so that was a headshot, I think. Shared Order or Sacred Order need to be in your hands to work. Shared does not, Sacred does. Sacred Order is... It's a weapon buff that for some reason, also applies the overall plus 100% damage buff to undead. And shared order is an aura buff, like Golden Vow, but it's only 50% more damage. But it's also AoE, so you can use it for, like, if you're in co-op, I guess, if that is relevant. Should probably clear out my inventory on this, but... Alright, so, let's do this one more time. It's kind of... I feel like I may be setting up myself for failure doing this. Trying to free aim this guy. Not what I meant to do. Especially if some buff runs out. Yeah, it's so annoying this guy walks around. I need something different. Because yeah, if he's just like really far away, I can't really do anything. Or I can do what I've done in the past, which is... Okay, let me try... What I've done in the past here... The reason I kind of didn't want to do it this way is... For because of the mausoleum. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Above, have a good one, dude. Ah, man, this part is so annoying. This is why having something like Frenzied Burst is great. Or not Frenzied Burst, but just, I don't know. Some holy incantation like Miquella's Light. That you just blast him from a mile away. Why did they, like, whose idea was this, is the real question. Whose idea was this, man? Yeah, it's Jimmy's idea. I mentioned what people think about Dark Souls games as Elden Ring is their first one. You're one of those people who will play DS3 eventually weigh in on it. Okay, yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a lot of people comment their experiences on that. And it's actually both. Like, I've seen both from people. There was a group of people saying that DS3 was... Because, yeah, I was specifically wondering about Dark Souls 3. Oh my god, it's surely not, right? What if there's a chance this guy hits me from here? And yeah, if they would just be disappointed by the DLC in DS3 because they felt it's too easy and it's, not as flashy as the Elden Ring one and stuff. It was kind of split. Some people were saying it felt really easy. Then some people were saying it was kind of just like normal, like I just got smoked by bosses for a while. So, I don't know. I don't know if I really like this either. There's another path that I on some runs have taken down to this deathbird where you jump down next to the duelist, but I think I nearly fell one time, and so I just don't do it anymore. Walk the bird with the great bow to the top, make him fall. Does that actually work though? Because I've tried that, but then maybe I just lost patience. It just didn't bother. I've definitely seen him take a bunch of fall damage from up there, though. I've never tried to actually walk him up, though. And then I'm going to go... It's funny. This guy aggroes. I think if you get to the edge of this, I think this guy starts going. Maybe not. That would be pretty funny, but it's pretty far away around. And then how does he end up falling off though? I don't have enough great arrows, but just for the meme, I guess I'll try it. Can I actually get him to just walk off? Or would I have to be down there? Like if I shoot this up here... Not smart enough. And he's aggroed. Tommy, how's it going, dude? But yeah, speaking of DS3, though, I do hope that... Like, I probably mentioned it in the video that person was talking about, where I mentioned, like, DS3 DLC and stuff, but I don't think... Realistically, I don't think it's a possibility for FromSoft to do it, but I really do hope they go back to... It's not even simpler bosses, but just cleaner bosses. It's not that I'm sitting here and I think this game's too hard and they need to make bosses easier and stuff like that. It's obviously not that. It's... I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, anyways. I'm just going to... I guess just great bow him. And then I remember having a... We talked about this at some other point as well. Where I was talking about, like, what... How do you make how do you continually make bosses harder and adapt to... Or, like, keep scaling it along with the player base, right? Because the player base is getting better at the games. And so I think the problem is that FromSoft keeps feeling the need to How much health does this guy actually have? Because that was 11,000 damage, and only 2 of those hit. I think only 2 hit. Got 17k. Okay, well, maybe I can just do this with the bow then. But yeah, the thing is they want to keep making the bosses better. And the way that they're doing it, or at least the way they did it in the DLC, like from the base game to the DLC, but then also from Dark Souls 3 bosses to Elden Ring bosses, is by just adding like bullshit to them a lot of the time. I do think there are very good bosses in this game though, that, like, with that being said, where they didn't do that direction and they just gave them a nice clean moveset for the most part. But you can really, if you think about the bosses in this game, even the best bosses, it feels like they have like 1 or 2 moves that just over the top. It just feels unnecessary, and it makes the fight feel less good compared to how it should be. And yeah, the DLC takes that to another level beyond what the base game did. It feels like, at least in some cases. But yeah, the problem is I can't fucking lock onto this guy. Yeah, this has got to be a one-shot. Oh yeah, okay, we just do that. That's easy. Okay. We don't need double Sacred Order then. But yeah, basically, I remember coming up with or figuring out how I think they should do it, or what makes a boss really hard but also good. And the boss I think of is a boss like dude, why the hell do I forget his name? Erlang. Erlang was the boss I was thinking of in Wukong. Like, if you haven't fought Erlang, he's an insanely good boss in Wukong. One of the best bosses I've ever fought. And that's a boss that goes crazy, right? He has so many moves, and there's so much happening, but somehow he feels way more fair and way less bullshit compared to some of the DLC bosses in this game, like such as Consort, I guess, is the obvious example. But what they did with Consort is they didn't. It's not like they made his moveset complicated. It's actually a very simple moveset when you really boil it down. But they gave him moves that feel unfair, that have a lot of visual stuff happening. But his moveset's like simple. And then he does a lot of damage, and he true combos you, and then you get hit by the light pillars coming down, and that's what makes him like hard, is that he has a lot of damage, and you get comboed into stuff. It's not that the actual moveset is that complicated. Like, you're just rolling to the side for every move. But then you look at a boss like Erlang, who's honestly way harder moveset wise. But what did they do with him? Like, he's completely fair, and basically, the difference is that instead of making him hard from, giving him, like, bullshit stuff, is they gave him a shit ton of moves. And that's how they made him hard. And it's very satisfying, because every combo he does, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what to do on this, but... And if you were able to isolate that move, it'd be pretty easy to learn them all and then fight the boss and be simple. But he has so many moves that when you're fighting him for the first time, it's like, getting the execution on every combo he does is hard because there's so many combos. And I think that's a better direction than adding Fire Breath to bosses and then adding a light show on Consort and, Bale's Laser Beam and stuff like that. Attacks that kind of just feel unfair. I'd rather just have a boss that has a ton of moves, like Soul of Cinder. A ton of moves, but... you can deal with everything. Like, the way to deal with everything isn't some ultra obscure, you have to, Consort flies in the air, you got to go underneath, circle around him, and then try to roll the clones or something like that, right? Like, stuff like that. So basically, what I'm saying is that I think the better direction would be to just go with more moves. And like, Rolana is I think Rolana's pretty good with that. Like, she's pretty tough with her combos. Like, maybe she combos a little bit too much. But Rolana's moveset is pretty clean. I think maybe the only thing that's kind of I don't really like about her is the moon attack. It looks cool, but it feels like something out of a mod that someone made a little bit. But aside from that, her moveset's really clean. Being able to dodge this stuff is pretty... It feels pretty fair when you're getting hit by stuff. And the direction of dodging it isn't super obscure that it's like, oh man, there's just no possible way to dodge this, but it's hard because she does have a lot of moves and a lot of combos. She's fairly well balanced, and that's why she's my favorite boss in the DLC, basically for that reason, because she does feel pretty fair, I think. So yeah, just more bosses like that, I guess. But even that, like I think the combo stuff is maybe a little over the top, and I would rather have more punishes with my big weapons, I guess, would be my only major complaint, I guess. Because Millennia kind of has that same thing, but that's a better direction than what Consort is, I guess. Okay, we do need to go kill this boss here. We're gonna swap over to commentary. I mean, actually, you should swap over right now, then. But yeah, the visual clutter and just the stuff in the DLC is, I guess, the thing that I would rather than move away from. But anyways, we are switching over, dude. DRL, we are in round 2. We are in the losers bracket. So one of these players will get eliminated today. Niorra versus Tom is the match today that we got. Late night match. Most of the matches have been pretty early because of the like EU streamers and stuff, I guess. But this one was at 7 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I guess like I'll be awake for that. I could cast that. So, but yeah, these are good players, dude. Let me change the music really quick to something a little more. Go. Wait, I don't want to be listening to Elden Ring ambient music. Let's go Dark Souls 3 bosses. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I didn't explain that too well, but I think you guys see what I'm saying. Like, I just the direction of the bosses is what I'm concerned about with Souls games going forward. And put my chat over here. And I was just like, when Elden Ring came out and I first started learning the bosses, that was my concern for the DLC, because I was like, man, some of these bosses, they're kind of going in maybe a little bit of the wrong direction. And then I was thinking, you know, when the DLC comes out, usually they step up their bosses a notch and make them harder, make them crazier, make them look cooler, all that stuff. So I was like, man, like already I feel they're going in the wrong direction. It might be even more so in the DLC, and then that's exactly what happened, I would say. But it's still a good DLC and stuff. But I mean, you could also just argue that I'm completely wrong. And you could argue that I'm completely wrong. And obviously, what's happening? It says Tom is live, but I might have to refresh this. And clearly it worked, right? Because Elden Ring was a massive success. So clearly, you know, whatever they did really worked well. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but just in my opinion, what I prefer is more of the cleaner bosses that are more fair, that aren't super over the top. But some people really like that, and some people want to be like unfairly challenged by a boss, and that's what they get out of the Souls games. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And there's just nothing wrong with that at all. So that's perfectly legit. Like, a lot of people just play Souls games because they like getting punished. You know, they're masochists and they like feeling the pain of an unfair boss and then beating it. I am not one of those people. Anyways, what do we got going on? We got the seed. Niorra versus Tom. We are in the losers bracket. We're in round 2. I'm going to show you guys really quick the bracket. So Niorra was in the winners bracket, came 3rd in the qualifier. Lost to Romaine in round 1, dude, of the winners bracket. So now, you like, look at this pathway you got to take. If you're in the winners bracket, you just got to win a few matches, and you're in the best of 3 grand final with a 1-0 start. You only have to win 1 game. However, look at this losers bracket path, man. It is tough down here. You have to win so many matches to get to the losers final, and then once you win the losers final, you then have to win 2 of 3 matches. Well, no, you got to win. No, I guess you only get 2. So you have to win 2 of 2 in the grand final to win. Very tough path. But these are both good players, dude, and they could do it. They could definitely do it. What are the builds here? I don't think Tom has gotten the seed up yet. Again, Niorra versus Tom. We are in the losers bracket round 2 of DRL season 2. It is double elimination, and that's why there's the losers bracket. So both of these players, well, in Niorra's case, he did finish top 16, which means you're in the winners bracket. So that means you have to lose twice. If you start from position 17 to 32, then you are in the losers bracket, and it's single elimination at that point. So, what weapon are we looking at there? I honestly cannot tell. I don't think I've ever seen that weapon. But it looks like the... It's kind of small, but it does look like the DLC. Who's that girl in the DLC? The curved greatsword, maybe? I can't remember the name. I think isn't it too big to be inseparable sword? Yeah, Freya. Is that her weapon? I can't tell. I cannot tell. DRL, like these are fun matches, man. These matches have been really fun. It's great stuff, dude. Surely I will get in on this next time. Surely. But we are starting in 6 minutes. I'm going to refresh the overlay, I guess, just because why not? Tell me if the music volume's good, by the way. If you're on Twitch, I guess. All right, so it's the Vagabond. I think Tom just did. I didn't even see him go through because I was refreshing the the overlay. But a bit loud. Okay, I'll turn it down a bit. I think I do normally turn it down a little bit. We got some Bloodhound Claws. It's probably not a bad weapon. It's a great weapon in normal gameplay. But, you know, for DRL, the clear meta at this point is get two of the biggest weapons you can find upgraded and start blasting. And the reason that's very strong is because auto upgrade is enabled. So that means you only have to upgrade one weapon. Or you only have to upgrade one thing. And everything else you pick up beyond that point will be the same upgrade level as the thing that you've upgraded the most, right? So what these players will do is they're going to get a seal. They're going to upgrade a seal to, you know, probably like plus, let's say eventually they get to plus 24, which they will. So they'll upgrade that seal to plus 24. Then if they drop a weapon that they want to use and pick it up, it will be plus 9 somber or plus 24 smithing stone. So basically, you just find two big weapons, you drop them, pick them up when you're upgraded, and you are in business. That's normally pretty hard to do in the base game. Like, upgrading 2 weapons is very expensive. And the bigger they are, the more they cost to upgrade as well. But they don't have to worry about that in this format. So, is it Inseparable Sword? Okay, I do really like that pick. We have seen numerous times in these matches where having Sacred Blade is really good. I don't know why the icon looks weird on it. It's really small, I guess, for me to see. And it said the weapon there, but it was in French. So yeah. But yeah, there are a lot of undead bosses in the game. You know, all the deathbirds, all the deathrite birds. And you're just getting plus 100% damage on those guys. That's big. Not to mention DLC, you got the Ghost Flame Dragons, and then like a bunch of DLC bosses are weak to Holy as well. You got the Tibia Mariners as well. Like so many Holy weak enemies. Dude, I love Sacred Blade. It's one of my favorite Ashes of War in the game. You get it right away, and it's so effective. People sleep on Holy. Like even before the DLC came out, people slept on Holy damage. Because it's bad, like, sure, it's bad on the main bosses, but if you're doing a run like this, when you're killing not just main bosses, Holy, it's not even good. It's essential. It's an essential damage type to have, in my opinion. So, yeah, makes perfect sense. You do not want to be caught in a situation where you pick the wrong starting weapon here and you don't go with the Sacred, and then it's like, oh shit, that's a Deathbird. And then you know your opponent started with it. Well, you don't know for sure, but like, man, I really should have started with that Inseparable Sword with Sacred Blade on it. I really should have done that because now my opponent is going to kill this boss more than 2 times faster than me. And then, yeah, not to mention Ghost Flame Dragons can be so annoying, especially in higher scaling. If you get one in Altis or something and it's the Summoner, oof, that is bad news. If you don't have the right weapon. So... watch it not even be Inseparable Sword. Is that really what the icon looks like? I guess. It just looks weird the way it's being held for some reason, but anyways. Yeah, we could do a prediction, I suppose, but we're about to get started in, I guess we have about a minute, so. All right, dude. But the winner will move on into the losers bracket in round 3. And unfortunately, one of these good players will be eliminated today. We have had some extremely close matches. And we've had some insane situations too, where it looks like the match is over for 95% of the match. And then all of a sudden, a player dies twice. and you know, and then it becomes close again. And it's like, you know, we've had some crazy stuff. Yeah, Niorra's got quite a character going right here. Quite a character. So what we have in this format is the players are going to start out with, I believe it's 50. Is it 50 or it might be 30 random items? And generally, most of those are not going to be useful. So they're just going to go sell as much as they can to level up more. And usually it's actually put towards upgrades. They also start out with enough runes to get to level 30 right away. So everyone just pumps health. It makes a lot of sense because trading is really good. Well, trading is something that you're going to want to do to be as fast as possible. We are off. I'm going to refresh the overlay. We are off, dude. Round 2, losers bracket. Who will win? Actually, the timer did start, and I think I just messed it up. The starting graces, we got Jagged Peak and Volcano Manor. So Volcano Manor is significant. Okay, looks like the timers are good. Volcano Manor is significant because that is a way to get to Altis. But yeah, Jagged Peak is... I mean, there are bosses there, and they're pretty quick to get to, but I don't think you want to go there, most likely. I don't think you want to go DLC. We also got a Great Stars. Actually, maybe that's... What a great starting class this is, isn't it? Great Stars plus Inseparable Sword. I didn't see that Great Stars. Great Stars is a really good weapon. Honestly, one of the best weapons in the game. Very good in this format as well. It's got bleed on it. If you can get like 2 of them, that would be insane. But yeah, and it also heals you on hit, which is very effective. We got Ritual Sword, Gold Scarab. They don't really have great talismans on this one, though. Like, Ritual Sword in this format, when you're trying to go super fast, is not... The players aren't going to be at full health all the time because they're going to be trading, so... They don't have a great talisman set up. But I guess they can get a bit more money with that gold scarab, which, like, that could come in handy, but you'd probably rather something like Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman or something like that, right? Nothing interesting at the shop for anybody. I guess a golden foot, more money. But yeah, what they're doing right now, what Tom is doing, he's selling all of his useless talismans, and Red Feather would be a crazy play. He's selling all of his useless talismans, all the extra armor, just trying to get as much money as possible to get upgraded as soon as possible. And they do have the upgrade materials in the shops. So they get a bunch of money and upgrade as much as possible with a seal. And they want to upgrade a seal because weight does factor into upgrade cost in not just this game, but the other Souls games as well. So the later something is, the less it costs to upgrade it. And you'll notice if you go to upgrade the Giant Crusher, and then you go upgrade the Erdtree Seal, which weighs 0, then the cost is significantly higher on the Giant Crusher. So we have seen some near deaths in this section, but it looks like the enemies are fine. You do not want to die this early. You do not want to die at all, but you especially do not want to die this early when it feels like you got to go through the next 2 hours and you feel like the match is just done already. Now, it's not necessarily done, though. If one player dies, they're going to continue and basically hope that the other player also dies, because the way it works, if one player dies, their score is locked at whatever it was when they died. So let's say someone kills 20 bosses and then they die on the 21st boss. You got the assassin armor. Good no-hit item. Makes you silent, but I guess it maybe is a little safer on this. It's not like the best armor, though. But yeah, let's say they get 20 bosses, then die after that. Their score is locked at 20. And so if the opponent never dies, then the score will be whatever the opponent gets to 20, basically. Their score is done. But if the opponent also dies the same amount of times, then basically the deaths cancel out and the score just goes back to being as it is. So you don't want to die because that can be very bad, especially players this good. You can almost pretty much assume that if you die, you're going to lose, but it's not necessarily over. All right, Niorra choosing to not go to this graveyard. I think he didn't like the crab that's there. Tom is doing it. That is a more curved sword, which honestly is pretty good. I mean, it's got that frostbite Ash of War. I don't mind. I don't hate that weapon at all. It's a pretty good weapon. And Niorra didn't get it, but is this... I don't know if it's a good enough weapon that skipping that is basically game over. There are some weapons where if one player finds it and the other doesn't, it's pretty much just game. Death's Poker being one of the main ones. You'll see Tom is a little behind because he did go to that graveyard, but he does have a really good weapon. They also have, they've got Inseparable Sword, which is good for the undead. And then Great Stars, I would probably want to go Zamor over Great Stars. So they got a Chilling Mist, Ash of War in the shop, and now they're going to buy the stones. They're also the reduced upgrade costs as well, so they only need to buy 3 of each stone. You'll see Tom's doing the same. And yeah, the Zamora Curve Sword Ash of War, like you kind of just go in and just hit L2. And it's like a big Frost Whirlwind. And Frost is so good because not only do you get a big chunk of damage, but it also makes the enemy take more damage. It lowers the defenses by 20%. I think it's that. But basically, you're doing a lot more damage. You'll see Niorra's upgrading the seal, dropped his weapons that he wants to use, and he's going to go Great Stars and Inseparable Sword for now. But Tom does have... Oh, and you know what, though? He's got that Chilling Mist. Chilling Mist on the Great Stars is pretty solid. Pretty solid build. First boss. Tree Sentinel is who's that? The Dancer of Rana. Oh god, this boss is so annoying. It's just horrible, dude. And Tom's already, so we got a deviation in the routes already. Tom's going back to Liurnia. Probably going to go to that deathbird We've seen, that's probably what we've seen most people do at this point. But Niorra's going straight into early Limgrave. And Dancer is being annoying as usual. It's the Frostbite proc, though. One more hit, surely. Okay, nice. You know what? Dancer wasn't messing around there. That was quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, Tom's approaching the Deathbird. Another thing to note is that it doesn't need to be nighttime to get bosses that normally only spawn at night. It's a Mesmer. Ooh, Tom gets grabbed. This damage... I mean, that's not a tiny amount of damage. That's half his health gone. Gotta be a little careful here. We have seen people die to Liurnia scaling. It's not exactly free. Damage is not the best, but Tom... Here we go. Here's that Ash of War. Look at that damage, dude. That's nice. That's real nice. I think it also does some pretty good poise damage, too. He's probably going to poise break soon. Nice dodge. Nice strafe as well. Another Ash of War. Look at the poise break. Oh, that's beautiful stuff from Tom, dude. That's beautiful stuff. He might have a pretty significant weapon advantage right now. He gets a Dark Moon Greatsword. I don't know if Dark Moon Greatsword is that good for this, but you could maybe dual wield it and you get big Frostbite. We have a very obvious theme so far on this one, and it's Frostbite. We got Chilling Mist, right? Knights Cavalry in the Everjail, but we got a Chilling Mist, Great Stars versus a Zamor Curve Sword. And I honestly would probably rather go with the Zamor Curve Sword right now. We saw that Ash of War. It is really good. And again, I don't know the exact poise damage number, but it's pretty high. Knight Cavalry stun. I don't think he meant to take that riposte, but gets the job done. It's a slight suboptimal play, but probably okay for now. Not a huge mistake. Yeah, Darkmoon Greatsword's another weapon that is really good. I think it would work just fine in this format, but it's hard to say. I think it would be really good. It probably isn't the best, though. Dual wield is for sure the meta. You want to be dual wielding at some point, or have something like Death's Poker or the Zamor Curve Sword, honestly. I don't know if Zamor Curve Sword, when you get to Altus, is going to be as effective, just because trading. The Frostbite, Frostbite scales with the enemy health, right? So the higher scaling the boss is, the more that Frostbite's going to do. I don't know. Zamor Curve Sword's a really good pickup. And Niorra, if you missed it, just didn't go to that graveyard, or I think saw an enemy he didn't like. So he didn't end up going to the graveyard that Tom went to. And there did happen to be a very good weapon there. And just like that, Tom's already at plus 24. Niorra's checking this graveyard here. It's a Lusat staff. That's probably not what you want. Nothing. Nothing good. Just gets a tiny bit of money. Nothing good, though. Tom's heading to the beach, boss. Pretty early. I guess that's pretty standard, I guess, to check that merchant. Bernal gets smoked. Didn't see if he checked that shop. See if he had anything. You do get the bell bearing, though. That's a big thing. You want to check the shops early. Just, if you find a good weapon, you want to find it early in the run, right? But we're going to be getting this bell bearing hunter. And it's a duo boss of the Watchdog and a demi-human, I guess. Yeah. Kind of gross. Meanwhile, Tom's fighting a Rolana already, but the scaling's really low, so the damage is low. And he's also going with the Chilling Mist Great Stars. Yeah, that's funny how little Rolana's damage is. He got hit by a sword swipe, and it barely even moved his health bar. Niorra's taken out this duo pretty well. There we go. Both killing the boss at pretty much the exact same time. And we got some sort of dragon. It looks like an Adula. Which I guess is fine. Early game Adula. You do have to be careful of stats effects, though. We've seen numerous times in this where one of the main ways people die early in these runs is by getting procced by Frost, because it doesn't matter how much health you have, right? It's going to do the same amount of damage regardless, or it doesn't matter the scaling of the enemy. Yeah, we're getting some absolute meme RNG from a duelist so far. You just got to pray. When you're fighting these dragons, you have to pray, one, that they don't get stuck on some garbage terrain. Ooh, whiffs a big R2 there. It's really not what you want. Tanks that crystal attack. That should be it. One more, and there we go. A nice kill. Not too much stalling, but yeah, the other thing you need to hope for when you're fighting these dragons is that they don't stall. Because they can easily just fly away and do all kinds of bad attacks where you just can't even do anything. We did see one of the other matches where we had, I think it was it might have been a flying grail that that basically gave a bunch of flying attacks, and then after probably 2 minutes of stalling, jumped up on a cliff and then would not come down. So yeah, they can waste a lot of time. We got a Mimic fight. Tom's got an early Mimic. Early Mimic shouldn't be too bad, but here's where you can see that left hand. Oh, the Mimic's smart on this one, dude. Gotta watch that Frostbite, though. Oh, you gotta really watch that Frostbite. The Mimic with the Hyper Armor on Chilling Mist. Ooh, gotta be careful here, dude. The statuses, that's what I'm saying. The scaling doesn't matter when it comes to status effects. We get to bleed on the Mimic. 2 more hits, maybe. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. If that's Altus, that, or even Liurnia, that could have been real close, but well done. Niorra has a temporary 4-3 lead right now. Doesn't really mean much in the early game, especially when the players are taking drastically different paths. The leads only really start to mean something once you are, you know, getting into maybe like the 30-minute mark, potentially. I mean, it really depends how it goes. The players in these playoffs are really good. They're not making many mistakes, so there's not going to be huge timing differences with that for the most part. So yeah, you can't really tell. Like generally, it's weapon advantage where that's like the biggest lead that can be gotten for these players, or a huge mistake. I mean, it is possible. All right, another graveyard. Nox Flowing Sword, not the best. Not really anything super interesting. Gets a Telu. Surely Telu's good. Surely Telu's good. Meanwhile, Tom doing the strat where you can just simply block the fire pillars. And you can only get hit by once by them, so it's just way faster than like trying to wait for them or something. All right, Sacred Blade. Scarab doesn't drop anything good. I'm heading to the Watchdog and Limgrave boss. And he's likely going to tie the score for now. Yeah, Niorra's taking that Patches chain. Ooh. Wow, that's some nice damage, though. But Tom is going with the double greatsword setup on this Lanciax. And the damage is pretty good. It's hard to tell super early in the game, but as I said before, the meta is get the hardest hitting weapon you have and just go with 2 of them, pretty much. They are on the exact same seat. They are taking very different paths right here, though. But yeah, so pretty much the routing in this format, the players they've basically devised the best chains of bosses to do. And that's what they're going to be doing. But the order that you do them in doesn't necessarily matter. It's actually mostly up to preference of the player. But right now, Niorra is going to be doing the this catacomb into Patches Cave. And basically, you know, it's a smaller chain, but Kindred of Rod Exaltation. Honestly, could be decent to have some like poison with that, maybe, but and Tom's fighting that Knight's Cav that Niorra already fought. But yeah, there are long chains of bosses that can be done, and you just want to think of it in boss chains for the most part in this format. And this is Moog, I believe, Lord of Blood, right? Oh yeah, I mean he just did the thing. Moog fight, weak to bleed, but surprisingly pretty resistant to frost, but should have no problem getting the kill here. in time, I would think. Frostbite should be coming in. Oh, this is a big time waste, dude. Oh my lord of blood. He gets the full knee heal off, dude. He should have used Sacred, but he should have used the Chilling Mist right there, man. He could have gotten that Frostbite. Ooh, that was really scary, actually. But okay, gets a kill, though. Ooh, a little close. We've had a couple slightly close calls so far. But yeah, should have used that Chilling Mist at some point, because Chilling Mist is, it deals so much frost buildup that even if a boss is kind of resistant to it, it just doesn't matter. It's a backhand blade. Meanwhile, Tom is doing this boss chain that Niorra already did, but just a little bit later, because he went and killed some other bosses, so just different paths, but it's not necessarily showing that one player's ahead of the other right now. Like, Tom just did other stuff. Just took a slightly different path. He does have the edge in score, though. And if they are tied on bosses, then the person who's in the lead is the one who killed their last boss sooner, based on their timer. So I'm going with that double greatsword. I really like this setup, and he's got buffs on both weapons. You gotta watch out for that frostbite on this attack, and it does deflect. Dodges it well. Like, Tom's damage is really great right now, dude. Ooh, that's an unfortunate pixel HP and gets stomped, but no problem, doesn't fly away. No problem at all. I guess one thing that Tom has had to consider is what buff do you go with in your main hand? Or which weapon do you go with in your main hand? Do you go with the Sacred Blade or the unique frost buff that Darkmoon Greatsword gets? Kind of hard to say. Also, Niorra fighting Pat, I guess. It's kind of funny. And absolutely decimates him, of course. And that's another shop as well that can be checked with that bell bearing. Which I don't know if he's going around table, but yeah, he's going to go check that Patch's shop. That's what I'm saying. Checking the shops early game is just a good idea. If you happen to find a Death's Poker somewhere, you want to find that as soon as possible. Or a good talisman, stuff like that. But it looks like we don't have anything. He's got some Mesmer Fire Grease that he bought. Not sure what weapon that's going to go on, but... A Smith Script Great Hammer. Guess it could work. Maybe not their first choice, but it could work. Yeah, Stone Sword Key is very important as well. There are tunnels like Old Altus Tunnel and the Duo Crystallion, the Academy Crystal Cave, all requiring 2 Stone Sword Keys. There's the Godfroy fight. You don't want to be... We have seen it before. You don't want to be caught in a position where you're running to one of these locations that you need Stone Sword Keys, and then you don't have Stone Swords. And then you're just like, well, I just ran here for no reason. And I just wasted a bunch of time. So, yeah. Niorra finally getting now to plus 24 as well. And it's going to have a Great Stars plus a Smith Script Great Hammer. I mean, it's maybe not the most ideal power stancing setup, but it should work just fine, I think. Should work just fine. But yeah, double Greatsword versus double Great Hammer. Now, I wonder, like, Tom will probably eventually also get that Smith Script Great Hammer. That double bonk is very strong. Never been a huge fan of the Smith Script Great Hammer. I mean, it's a cool weapon, though. Cool weapon, but I don't know. There are better choices, I think. Now, one thing that will be interesting is, do these players do early Dragon Barrel? We have seen, I think every match I've commentated so far has had at least one early Dragon Barrel. And I don't really know the record of the players that have gone early Dragon Barrel. I think for the most part, actually, the early Dragon Barrel player has won. But it's kind of a riskier play. High risk, high reward a little bit, where you're going there, and if you get bad bosses, then you're just straight up wasting your time. If you get good bosses, though, then you could potentially get a ton of money, and that's a huge advantage. We're seeing that double Great Hammer damage on the Rolana. Missed a bunch of hits. Missed so many hits, dude. The whiff central, dude. Gets that stun. All right, pretty quick kill. Despite missing a couple hits. That's another thing we've seen is whiffs against bosses. Like maybe it's super obvious, but the amount of time that can be wasted when you start whiffing against bosses, especially dragons, can be the deciding factor in these matches. The first match I commentated on was a tie on bosses, but you know, you just have one bad boss fight where you whiff a dragon fight and then he doesn't get stunned, ends up flying away. Okay, we're getting this Moog Lord of Blood from Tom. Gets a bad opening. Kind of greeting a little bit. Niorra fighting that Mimic in the meantime, but look at Tom's damage, dude. Yeah, he's going to have no such problem. So already, Tom maybe has a slight advantage in boss kills. Just killing him a bit quicker. But yeah, if you're one hit away from stunning a dragon and he flies away, poise resets, or maybe, you know, it's a Placidusax and you let him fly away and do his laser attack or something, that's a huge amount of time lost on a whiff because you didn't hit the boss on the attack that you should have hit them. So that execution is extremely important here. Whiffing is very bad, but it's obvious, right? Because it's like, oh, you whiffed, so you didn't deal damage to the boss when you should have. But it can be even more punishing than you might first expect when you just think about it. Niorra going to Margit. Kind of a cool out space on that Clean Rot Knight's spear grab. Yeah, Tom going to Patches. 8-7 the score for now, but again, the difference in bosses really just comes down to routing in the early game. Once we get into later sections, then the lead becomes more clear, but both these players are playing well so far. I don't think either one has a huge advantage. Ooh, Falling Star Beast. You got to be careful on the ledges here. Nice roll. Got to be very careful on the ledges here. Likes to not jump that attack, and there's that big stun. This is why the double bonk is so good, dude. Double bonk is so good. Maybe could have done another attack there before the riposte. Doesn't matter. Very nice kill. Full-grown Falling Star Beast as well. I think that was the Windy Crystal tier as well. Or I think it was the one that makes you... Oh, Tom also just destroying Patches. Who is not Pat in Tom's game. I guess, but... Being able to fast roll could be pretty valuable in this, actually. Getting that 3 minutes of fast roll, I think it is. If that was... I always get those two tiers mixed up, because there's one that's an iframe tier, which would be very bad because it makes you take more damage, but... All right, Tom going to that Dancer fight. See if he can get a bit of a cleaner one. Niorra did this one earlier, so Tom is going to have a little bit of an advantage here. And yeah, look at that damage, dude. Like, Niorra had a bit of a slower fight because he was not plus 24 by this point. So, yep, Tom's got that roll catch going pretty nicely. Yeah, that's how it's done right there, man. Nice kill. Very nice kill. Niorra going into Ancient Heroes More. Should get absolutely smoked here. We are in Limgrave, after all. Another whiff, though. No big deal. It doesn't matter as much in the early game, your execution on bosses, because they just have such a little health. And these are maxed out, or, you know, plus 24 or plus 9 weapons. And we are in Limgrave, so... Not too much to be concerned about, for the most part. Unless you let Moog start bleeding you, maybe. That's the one thing. Or you get frosted by your Mimic tier. But this is another boss chain, and they're kind of converging to it, actually. Where you would do the Troll into Agil, into Knight's Cavalry, into Pumpkinhead. And then the Darwill fight, and then you go into Weeping. So this is kind of one of the longer boss chains. They're both choosing to do it pretty early. We have seen players go to, like, Dragon Barrow at this point in the match, but... They're both staying in the early game. And it is funny, every match that I've commentated on, we have had at least one player go to Dragon Barrow early. Gets smoked by a dog. You just got to be careful in this place that you don't get knocked off the the elevator. And that T-Rex dog, like, this is actually a little scary. Okay, yeah, Tom's going to not even go down the elevator. It's a smart play. Really smart play there, actually. Yeah, don't even mess with that because, you know, you get on that elevator, that T-Rex guy comes and bites you, and next thing you know, you're dead because you fell off. So, very smart play. We'll see if Niorra does the same. Also, the timing difference between going down the elevator versus not is, like, pretty small. Honestly, don't even know which one's faster. I think elevator's faster, but Dan gets one-shotted. He looked cool, though. Niorra gets bit in the exact same way. That's so funny. And he is going to decide to go down the elevator, but the dog does not follow. Interesting. Okay. Does not follow. I wonder if he could have, maybe he would have gotten stuck anyways, but. Scores 10-10. Very close so far. And it's cool because they're taking a, well, at least their paths have converged at this point in the match, so. It's kind of like they're racing a little bit. Tom has just killed one less boss, though. Yeah, that Adan gets smoked. That hyper armor on that chilling mist is very effective, and I would like to see that being used. It's a pretty common PvP thing. We got a Red Wolf of Radagon. I'm fighting this very well with a very nice jump attack. That's part of why jump attacks are so good, because you can just... It's not ignoring what the boss is doing, but you can attack the boss while they're attacking you without taking damage. That is part of what makes it so strong. And that was a super clean Red Wolf right there. And then, like, he kind of got bad RNG, but made the most of it. All right, let's see if Niorra can keep up with that boss execution from Tom, because so far Tom has had the slight edge in boss execution. But Niorra's damage is higher. Oh. Beautiful. Oof, that's a nice kill too, man. Oh, Tom using the scraps to isolate the Noble. He's going with the backhand blade setup. Interesting. Noble is super resistant to strike. We'll see if Niorra swaps. Honestly, we are in Limgrave, so that resistance probably doesn't matter that much. But Tom did a good amount of damage. Noble is weak to slash. And so he did swap to the slash weapon. Niorra's not going to do it, and the damage is... You know, Tom approached this fight in a really smart way. Niorra's just... just bonking, dude. But yeah, the damage is considerably lower, as you can see. Yeah, on the Apostle. Strike is fine on the Apostle, but Tom got down like half the health, almost, after that first Noble. Yep, very nice kill from Tom. But Niorra has no issue as well. He's just got to hope that he gets an Apostle spawn here so it doesn't get the strike bad matchup. Does get an Apostle. Misses a hit there, but no problem. Dude, these guys are good, man. They're both executing this really well. Tom maintains a slight lead on this chain of bosses, but Niorra has killed one extra one. So Niorra is probably slightly ahead right now. We got a consort. We're getting a lot of DLC stuff here. Got a Mesmer, a Rolana, and a consort now. And Tom is swapping mid-boss to that Sacred. And this is phase 1, where Consort is weak to Holy, but now he's out of the boss arena. Ooh. Two consorts at the same time? Niorra's playing this super well. Yeah, you almost didn't even need to swap for that, but... Yeah, Niorra's catching up here. Oh, and he had a militiaman just blocking the way as well. Kind of wasted some time. But Niorra has caught up on this boss chain with some really nice kills right there. Yeah, simply don't even care what the boss is doing. Just jump and bonk, dude. It almost never fails. It is checking this graveyard, too. Was it worth it? It was not worth it. That's a few graveyards that Niorra's checked that Tom hasn't, that just didn't find anything good. And that, you know, that extra minute or so could be the difference in a match very easily, which we've seen before. It is very cool that they're on the same boss chain, though, because normally the two players are kind of just out doing totally different things. Tom decided to rest there and level up, which puts him a little behind. Gonna make stuff for that graveyard check, I guess. Yeah, we're almost 30 minutes in. And I think Niorra's got a slight edge in boss speed right now. I mean, he does have the extra boss killed. And that's pretty much the only reason why. Okay, we got a boss where Sacred's good. Niorra quickly swaps, or somewhat quickly swaps. And that's what I mean. And Tom just had the weapon out already. And that's why, if you did not start with this weapon, and you got this boss, you'd be like, oh shit, dude. Like, it probably wouldn't be that bad, I guess, if you got the double hammers, but Sacred Blade smokes stuff, man. And especially if that happens in Altus, you get a deathbird, or especially a deathrite bird who's actually dangerous. You really want to kill them as fast as possible, especially if you can skip that phase 2 explosion. Wow, they are like right next to each other. This is good stuff, dude. I have a new fear unlocked when you use the Spirit Spring jumping onto that ledge, because I died one time. So I don't know what to do on the no-hit runs now. We're heading down into the Rune Bear Cave. Yeah, I think it's if you like land on one of the uneven terrain sections there, then you die, I guess, but I don't even know. Only seen it once, and that happened last week. It was just last week where that happened. I'm checking those items. That's a pretty good helmet. Like the commander armor set is really good poise for the weight. Like maybe even one of the best in the game. It's a coated sword. I mean, you have Sacred Blade, so there's no point. Yep, Tom still got that Sacred Blade out for the Tibia Mariner, but Strike is also effective on this guy. But yeah, just two-shot him, dude. You don't get the undead damage bonus to Tibia Mariners, but they are still weakest to Holy and Strike, so. Yep, this is nice, dude. This is going to be a close match, I think. This is going to be real close. They both have excellent builds. And the weapon advantage isn't really there. Like, Zamora Curve Sword is good, but they have too many other good builds right now. We're gonna have good setups. They got Holy Damage. They got Frostbite. They've got some Bleed. Double Bonk. Like, I think this could just come down to Niorra having the double Bonk and Tom having the double Greatsword. And you'd probably rather the double Great Hammer. It could come down to that. Nice skip from Tom right there. Not the hardest skip ever, but we've seen some people miss that. You know, if you just line up slightly wrong, or maybe jump a little bit too far back on that Spirit Spring, you can miss that, but these guys know what they're doing. Niorra does as well. It's a pretty big, like, it's a pretty significant time loss, actually. It's not that significant. Maybe like 10 seconds, but still. Every second counts when you're racing head-to-head in this format. And the, you know, they have the same seed, so they're likely going to have the same build, and it really just comes down to who has better pathing, who kills bosses faster. Yeah, Tom did skip the Bellbearing Hunter, which is a very quick boss to just go back and do. Which is why Niorra has one extra boss here. They're deviating a little bit. Niorra going to take the upper path. Dragonkin Soldier, just a normal one. This guy does a big scream before he spawns, can do anything, so just simply eliminate. Nice kill. I'm deciding to go to that catacomb first. Again, I don't think there's really an advantage either way. It's just which order do you decide to do? Which one do you like more? Is really what it comes down to. Niorra heading into the, what is it called? Morn Tunnel. Morn Tunnel, Tom going back to that Tombsword boss as well. Interesting plunge attack from Niorra on the Misbegotten Warrior. Interesting play. Maybe he just did it because he felt like it. He just hates the Misbegotten, dude. I don't blame him. We got a Kindred of Rot plus a Clean Rot Knight. That's a pretty lore-friendly duo, I would say. The Rot enemies. Of course, they get eliminated. And then we got a Torch Tree Sentinel as well. Ooh, body check. He tried it. He tried his best, but the Tree Sentinel can only do so much against a plus 24 Great Stars and Smith Script Great Hammer, dude. Can only do so much. Yep, Tom heading over to Hero of Zamora doesn't need a stone sword key for this. Because there's also the Sacred Tier. Like, I don't know if anyone goes and gets that Sacred Tier. I think I've seen people get it. But then we'll head into the Miranda Cave. Meanwhile, Niorra taking the other Weeping Path, which, yeah, goes to Morn Tunnel. And then it's going to head to the Deathbird. And then backtrack to the Knights Cavalry. Is what we generally see people do. We've definitely seen people skip the Sacred Tier in the Madness Village. Obviously, just to save a bit of time. We got a lobster in here. Pretty ugly enemies, but... That is... okay, wait. We got a Godric in the Everjail, but Niorra did just pick up a Gargoyle Great Axe, or whatever weapon that's called. A whiff from Tom there. His damage isn't looking so hot. I wonder if like some of the blades are missing or something. Yeah, he's swapping his weapons out. Maybe just because Godric's during his big resistance there. That's the big stun. Maybe not the fastest fight, but got the job done. It was kind of weird. It looked like some of his greatsword hits were just missing. Another Tibia Mariner. Got Sacred Blades coming in. Yeah, Niorra does seem to have a slight, like maybe a 30-second lead right now, I want to say. This is the Golden Seed pickup a little bit. That lead goes down now to 28 seconds. That's just a total guess, though. It seems like maybe about a 30-second lead. But yeah, they are just deviating on their paths again. Tom skipped one boss that Niorra did fight. But he didn't skip it because it was dangerous. But okay, well, there goes the misbegotten Rolly guy, whatever his name is, and checking this merchant as well. I do like this play from Niorra, though. Going to the merchants, prioritizing them right away. It kind of looked like he was thinking about that crystal knife for a second. Like, maybe just wanted to see what weapon that was. Imagine crystal knife gaming in DRL playoffs, dude. Imagine that. That'd be a Giga Chad move. One of the worst, just straight up worst weapons of the game. Tom fighting the Watchdog. This is the imp one. Honestly, having some problems here. That bleed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Tom is dodging for his life right now. His flats are really bad. Oh, this is dangerous, dude. This is the smallest arena in the game. And the imps are just not letting him have this. Just needs one more R1. Oh my goodness, dude, that was close. We've seen 2 times now. It's the Haligtree Secret Medallion. That's kind of annoying because now if you go back to round table, you get invaded. But we've seen 2 times now where bleed has nearly killed these guys. Each of them have nearly died once to bleed. Niorra's damage is definitely better on this Godric. Way better, dude. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of separation here. Just not a huge amount, but Niorra's got a weapon advantage right now. Tom's has not found that Smith script Great Hammer, and it was in, I think it was maybe Patch's shop, or it was one of the shops, I believe. But yeah, nice kill from Niorra on that Godric. Definitely made up even, well, he's not making up, but pulls ahead a little bit further. I'm going with that Frostbite. Nice kill on the Dragonkin. This is getting interesting. Niorra's pulling ahead a little bit, I want to say, but we'll see how he handles this. I've been saying it numerous times during the matches, but having Endure is so good. And this is one of those bosses where if you have Endure or like Oath of Vengeance or something, that would be really good. Because you're not getting interrupted and you can just use it and heal. Now, bleed is still scary, but you also take like half damage, so we will see how Niorra handles this. But yeah, this is a little dangerous. With the quadruple imps and a watchdog. And it's just because of that bleed. And again, bleed, like the scaling of the enemies, it doesn't matter. Bleed is going to do what bleed does. If you're in Mogwin Palace or if you're in Limgrave. Wow. Now that's how it's done right there. Niorra's got a clear weapon advantage, dude. I mean, that's how it's done. Like Tom just probably lost at least 30 seconds on that fight. Yeah, Tom is, I mean, that Zamora Ice Storm is doing really good stuff. Oh, that's a beautiful Tree Sentinel kill right there. The double bonk is showing why it's so good. And it's really not even the optimal weapons for it either, but... You are taking a path I haven't seen. Usually I just jump up. I usually jump up on a different spot getting to this Adan Everjail, but... Yeah, we are heading into Liurnia now. No early Dragon Barrow yet. This might be the first match we haven't seen early Dragon Barrow. A double strike here. Wow, that jump attack's fast enough for that melee attack. And there he goes. Nice Onyx Lord. Tom choosing to get that Sacred Tear. I do not blame him, because an extra Sacred Tear or two on that Imp during that Imp fiasco would have been pretty nice, probably. That would not have been bad. Niorra heading over to where their Mesmer is. I believe. Gets sniped by a Frenzied Burst out of nowhere. And Tom takes out the Tibia Mariner as well. What enemy shoots a Frenzied Burst at you? Why can't I think of that? All right, Mesmer. Now, this should be definitely a faster Mesmer. And you can jump over quite a few of his attacks as well. Ooh, a few whiffs so far, though. Oh, dodges the other way on that attack, and it worked. I've never seen that. Yeah, gets that nice stun. Probably not going to be seeing many bleeds with this setup. Also, Tom just smoked that Misbegotten. And Mesmer is dead. Nice kill, dude. Very nice kill. Tom going to be heading to that market. And now Niorra gets the Darkmoon Greatsword. Finally, he gets the Darkmoon Greatsword. Now, is he going to swap to it? I really don't see why you would. The setup you've already got. I mean, you got Chilling Mist on double bonk. So, like, why would you ever go Darkmoon Greatsword in this situation? But the thing for Tom is that he doesn't have that other Great Hammer yet. So... Or he may never find it. I mean, it's in the shop. It's one of the bell bearings from one of the merchants. I didn't catch who. So he may not go check that bell bearing potentially. He hasn't yet. And so Niorra's got that weapon advantage. Now he's going to the Knight's Cavalry. It is a Bloodhound Knight. And Tom's fighting that like kind of dangerous full-grown Falling Star Beast. Whiffs a hit. Whiffs a hit, tanks a hit. They are immune to Frostbite. His damage just isn't as good, dude. Oh, he's really got to get that stun. Oh, he does not get the stun, dude. We are seeing the weapon advantage coming in here. Oh, and he's getting hit a lot. Got to be careful not get flung off the edge. Gets bad RNG on the back step from the full-grown Falling Star Beast. Okay, gets the kill. That was... not the cleanest kill. Meanwhile, Niorra just smoking this Tree Spirit. Kills him before the AoE as well. All right, Tom going back to that duo fight. See if he can make up some time here. Smokes the Chief. Yeah, nice kill, dude. Yeah, that was a nice duo, but definitively Tom is behind at this point. That Falling Star Beast was not good. At least compared to Niorra's fight, who just got the stun pretty much right away and just blasted him. And Niorra's just like well underway through Liurnia now. And Tom is just getting there as well. So we're seeing the time advantage on Niorra probably by... I'm going to say it's over a minute at this point ahead. But that can easily be lost as well. Like all it takes is one bad boss fight where some boss trolls you. And then that's easily a minute or more wasted, so. It's an Avatar. Look at that beautiful damage, dude. Oh, the Onyx Lord right now. He's tanking a lot of hits, and he's not getting those trades. Avatar down from Niorra. He's not really getting the trades. He's just kind of tanking. One more R1. Okay, there we go. A little close. Like, not the best execution on that. Not the best. Also, I think those guys are immune to frostbite, so he's missing that part. I believe Tom still has not done the eastern section with the... Wait, who's the boss? He can't find the Smaragd? Okay, there we go. Wait, that's a tree stump. Oh, it's the Invisible Assassin. Oh, boy. Okay, Liurnia Invisible Assassin is not to be trifled with, dude. I mean, the water does help quite a bit with seeing. Like, this is tricky, though. This is really tricky, and he's staying in the fight. Like, this is a potential skip. He's not finding her. Oh, Tom also smokes that Avatar with that frostbite. Honestly, I would love a Zamora curve sword for this Invisible Assassin right here. Like, you just kind of use it, and then frostbite is, like, it does work on the assassins. I don't know. Like, Niorra should probably leave this. Hey, backstab here. Doesn't see it. Like, you just kind of have to know what the particle effects mean on the boss. It's not really so much about audio, but he's got to be really careful here. Gets the heal. Okay, gets the double heal off. Gets the frostbite off. Dodges the grab. Nice dodge on the grab. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't that bad. That could have been way worse. But decides to stay in the fight and makes it work. Barely. I do think that's a potential opening for Tom to gain some time, though. Tom is taking a different path here. Finds a Godefroy, legendary boss. Who is an absolute behemoth, dude, this guy. But yeah, that frostbite really helps a lot. Who gets caught on a pot and gets knocked over. Isn't recovering in time. Should get a stun. Unfortunately, Godefroy stunned and then moved out of the frost AoE there. Okay, one more jump attack should do the trick. Or that. All right, nice Godefroy. Ooh, boy. We'll see what Tom... When he eventually gets that Invisible Assassin, we'll see what he does. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just leave. I think most players probably would have left there. Niorra does go into the Duo Crystallion, the Academy Crystal Cave. Is that the one? I think so. Where we have the Lightning Watchdog. And you got that big strike bonk. I mean, it's so good, dude. That was perfectly played. Perfect roll on the slam as well. Beautiful. Niorra's flying right now, man. Like, if he keeps this up, it's going to be... Like, it's just going to not be possible to catch up. At the pace he's playing at right now. It looks like he's going to be heading into Kaled as well now. And just a reminder, these players do have a Volcano Manor Grace. So they can use that to get into Altus. Like, that's pretty quick access. So Dectus Lift doesn't matter pretty much on this one. We got Volcano Manor Grace. Tom heading over to Spearcaller Snail at the moment as well. Got a Rune Bear. Ooh, gets bad RNG to start. I'm not liking his damage much, dude. I think the dual wield is better. Especially a boss like a Rune Bear that does move around a lot. He's just not landing that Ash of War and the poise damage, but gets a stun. Moveset is so interesting on this weapon. Oh my goodness, we got a Deathblight situation. What just happened there? There was a worm face. He was trying to escape the cave and gets a worm face, dude. Man, that was really scary. I mean, that was like a 3/4 filled death bar right there. And I guess not going to kill the boss either. Yeah, takes that chest portal and then sees a worm face spitting at you. Okay, Tom is heading to to that invisible assassin. And he's looking. He's not seeing. Okay, he's just leave, I guess. Because, yeah, the invisible assassin, like, this boss normally walks out to the side. Sort of to the, like, I guess, southwest. So, yeah, he's just going to skip it. I actually don't think that's that bad for Tom. Because Niorra did kind of waste a lot of time fighting it, but it did eventually get that kill. So, meanwhile, Niorra heading to Nox Duo boss as well. Yeah, I guess the thing is, Tom has a good setup on that guy. Okay, this troll's going to get smoked here. Just stunned in 2 jump attacks. Really nice kill. But yeah, Tom has a better setup for that invisible assassin with the AoE. So he probably could have made that work. But he just didn't find the boss. So maybe he just thought it didn't spawn in or something like that. Or who knows. But doesn't find it. So Niorra does have a 2-boss lead. It'll be interesting to see how that timing on that assassin comes into play here. But Commander O'Neill, it's a double Crystallion. That strike damage is so good. Double Crystallion plus a Clean Rot. And the Clean Rot's actually healing them, but I don't think it's going to matter. Tom smokes the Watchdog. You got to be a little careful. Niorra's getting comboed here. Oh, narrowly outspacing. Ooh, that was a pretty scary combo right there. That should be it, though. The trio can be dangerous when you find them. This isn't a horrible trio, though. Meanwhile, Tom heading to East Liurnia now doing this boss plus it was I guess it was a Tree Spirit. But getting a couple whiffs, not perfect execution. Back to being 1 boss down, though. I don't think he's got more than 2 bosses down, but he's going to want to be making up. He's going to want to be getting this game tied at least right now. Might be tough to do, though. All right, we are in Eastern Caelid, and the deathbird is... So Tom's fighting that putrid Tree Spirit. Going with the Fire Backhand Blade. Interesting. The unfortunate part is the boss is in water. It is a Cemetery Shade in Caelid. That should be no problem, as long as you can land your hits in. Tom gets hit by the AoE. Nice. Okay, good kill. Niorra gets the backstab on the Cemetery Shade, smokes him. The game was temporarily 31-31 for a second there. For a second. But Niorra's doing a pretty quick boss chain right here. He's going to be doing the Knights Cavalry into X-Zykes. Checking the shop. We got an anchor, dude. An anchor's huge pickup right there. That's massive, man. Because that's now you've got pierce damage. And pierce benefits from counterattacks. And when you land those counterattacks and you're like trading or jumping over boss attacks, you just do so much more damage. Ooh. That's that weapon advantage, man. Tom needs to find this, I think. But I guess Niorra's not going to go with it. He's got a Midra here, but maybe he wants that Frostbite or something. But he does have the Gargoyle Great Axe, I thought. X-Axe is also extremely high scaling. So Midra, we've seen some players have issues with Midra before. And he's going to be doing some good damage here. And he's got status, so he's got Madness, right? He's got Madness, which can do a lot of damage. So far, so good, though. Horsing away from this attack. That's interesting. And rare for Midra to not cancel. Goes underneath a laser beam. Gets another stun. Gets a bleed proc in there. Wow, what a nice kill, dude. That's going to be a hard kill to keep up with for Tom, I think. That was really nicely done. Going to get big money, too. Using the, 146k. Using the whatever that item's called, the horn charm or the something like that. I don't know. Big money. Meanwhile, Tom's setting up the Bell-bearing Hunter in the Church of Vows. Niorra has got this going pretty well right now. I'm not going to say it's a comfortable lead. Also, he doesn't know he's in the lead, but from our perspective, it's not a comfortable lead in any way. It could easily be lost, but he's got a pretty good lead right now. Tom's fighting X-Sykes in this church. Got to just hope he doesn't fly. Yeah, this isn't that bad of a flying attack, at least. Yeah, this boss is bigger than the other dragons. They just simply scaled up the size of him, and because of that, he's really... Oh, gets a really clutch stun on the rod attack, but he still got it off, but should have no problem getting the kill. Got to heal, though. Okay, gets... Nice. That was nice stun timing, dude. That could have been pretty dangerous. If you got X-Sykes, like, smacking you while you're being rotted and taking a bunch of damage and stuff like that, but that was pretty well played. Yeah, Tom doing the Eastern Liurnia path of the Avatar. And then heading into the very dangerous section of the Black Knife Catacombs, which has 2 bosses in it, so it's really quick. You can't skip it or anything like that. It's so fast, but then you have to ride up the guillotine, and that's where we've seen some people have some potential issues. A Cemetery Shade is replaced by a Knight's Cavalry. Somehow gets a sneak attack in there, but doesn't actually hit the boss. Hits the horse. Maybe a post for the kill. Or just bonk is fine too. Well done. Yeah, I think Tom's got an uphill battle right now, I would say. It just, his build is simply not as good. And that's when it comes down to these really good players. You know, it does come down to build a lot. Like, I guess, in this case, they don't find the exact same build. I think Tom will eventually get it, but he doesn't have it yet. Pumpkinhead plus a Misbegotten who gets smoked. This is Limgrave, though, but nice kill. You're seeing a 4-boss lead right now. I don't think the lead actually is that significant yet, but it's definitely at least a minute, maybe more. Probably more like almost 2 minutes at this point, at least. Right, that Death Knight. And it has just come down to a kind of a weapon difference on the bosses. Death Knight kind of not cooperating, man. Not getting that hit stun. Ooh, whiffing a jump attack. Oh boy, this is just not going super well for Tom so far. Gets the kill, though. But his fights have just been a little bit off on execution. And each time you have a fight like that, you kind of know you're losing time. You know you're falling behind. So he kind of needs to... The difference was that I'm not sure exactly which bell bearing it was from or where it came from, but basically Niorra bought the Smith's Grip hammer from the shop, from the Round Table merchant. I think it was either the Patches or Bernal bell bearing. And yeah, he was able to get a second great hammer. And as we know, double bonk is extremely powerful. Okay, Pumpkinhead duo boss is a Morgoth, who's usually pretty weak. Should stun really quick as well. Nice dodge, dude. So easy. Yeah, and takes the riposte, which is really smart because if he bonked him there, he would have just gone into phase 2. Yeah, just totally skipped phase 2, man. All right, Tom's in the very dangerous section. Is getting, oh boy, smoked by bird and an omen killer. Gotta be, oh my lord, what a dodge that was. Horrible enemies here. And a finger mage as well. Okay, takes him out. Oh my goodness, dude. This place is horrible. And the problem is you gotta get up the guillotine. But you know what? He did that pretty well. That could have been worse. He's probably pretty frustrated with what's been going on, but he did play that really well. And you never know. Niorra could easily head there and just die. Like that could have been an easy death right there. So All right, we have seen problems in this boss arena as well, but meanwhile, Niorra's heading up to Dragon Barrow. First Dragon Barrow boss so far. He's checking the merchant. He's really prioritized the merchants with his route, and I quite like it. And it's worked out, like, it's obviously worked out really well for him. That's a pretty general idea, but his Stone Sword keys, I think, guaranteed here, but looks like nothing else, unfortunately, for him. Crucible Knight is just hanging on for dear life, dude. Oh boy, that's frustrating, man. That is frustrating. You already know that's he's getting frustrated by that because, you know, the boss is one hit away from dying, and it's just whiff after whiff. Okay, it's a Knight's Cavalry, the Bellbearing Hunter. A good boss to get here. Because there's not really a whole lot of potential for dying to a Knight's Cavalry, but I mean, who knows? I guess. Yeah, that's so frustrating. When the boss is like one hit away from dying, you go for some greed hits, they don't end up connecting, and then, you know, the boss hits you and interrupts you, and then you swing again and you whiff, and it's like, how is this boss not dying? Another thing we have seen often too is the mistakes and bad RNG kind of compounding on a player where, you know, they get bad RNG somewhere, they make a mistake. Hey, we got a Dancing Lion. It's a nice Frost proc immediately. Tom swapping. Who's fire? I don't really know if I like this weapon damage very much, dude. Like, fire is good against Divine Beast. This is the Deathblight one. You know what? Kills a bunch of those basilisks immediately. Also, Blind Spot's really good. We gotta be really careful, and he's Deathblighted. Oh my lord, dude. It's gone from bad to worse for Tom. Wow. Yeah, that was tough. That was a little greedy. For sure. Yeah, it has gone from bad to worse. And that's kind of exactly what I was saying earlier, is that we've seen it with a number of players so far where the mistakes kind of compound and you get bad RNG somewhere. Maybe you get a little bit flustered and you start making more mistakes, and then you get more flustered and got a little greedy there, dude. He played it so well too, but we have the other Divine Beast meanwhile, and Niorra's gotten into phase 2, getting kind of memed a little bit, but gets the kill. That's carrying sovereignty right there. Very familiar with that Ash of War. But yeah, Tom is now locked at a score of 34. So pretty much now he has to pray that Niorra dies. That's the only way he's going to be able to get... Oh, his game crashed? I guess that's fine because it's just based on in-game time anyway, so... Yeah, that's a tough break for Tom, dude. He actually played that well, and he killed all the Basilisk, but then the Divine Beast did that spinning Deathblight attack, and he went crazy and just went in on it, dude. Because he was in a really good position in that fight. He just had to be a little bit patient, but I think with everything that's happened so far in the match, he just maybe lost a bit of patience. It's hard to be patient in this situation, but like sometimes you just have to be. All right, here's some more. Got smoked. But yeah, I mean, Niorra is a really good player. Finished number 3 in the qualifiers. Tom just has to pray that he dies. But even if the thing is, even if he does die, Niorra's still so far ahead right now. Niorra got to be careful not getting rotted here. Managed to get out of it. Yeah, Niorra's very far ahead now, like several minutes ahead at this point. So even if Niorra dies, it's still going to be hard to catch up. And yeah, getting to I guess 3 boss lead now, but we are definitely, like, Niorra's definitely a couple minutes ahead here in terms of boss pace. We are approaching the halfway mark of the match as well. And this is definitely where you get a gauge of or an accurate gauge of the positioning of the players and their paces. Where it's not really, like, route still does affect how many bosses you've killed at this point, but usually you start to see a separation at this point. But no, Niorra has not won yet. Because if Niorra dies, then both of the deaths cancel out, and now it just goes back to their scores. Is how they're compared. But a nice nice kill from Niorra there on another Knight's Cavalry. Tom heading to Kaled now. Yeah, Tom's got to be feeling a little frustrated. And honestly, it's just been a weapon difference. Like, Tom I believe, did he go to patches? I want to say he did. He definitely took that path. But maybe just didn't check the bell bearing. Oh, is there a bug with the frogs spawning in the Deathblight Lion? I didn't know about that, but I mean, I thought he killed more than 4. We've got a Crystallian and a perfumer? Is that what that is? I don't know, but Niorra getting comboed. Oh no, it's a Kindred Erotica. All right, meanwhile, Tom fighting that Morgott, trying to get that Ash of War and the stun off. It really is just a weapon difference right now, dude. Does get the stun though. Zamor Curve Sword is good, but it really just, it's not really a good it's not really good compared to the double bonk, dude. Double bonk is too strong. Tom just hasn't found it. Yeah, let that be a lesson, I guess, is to check the shops, right? Especially because you get so many checks so quickly. Skipping graveyards can be more justifiable because, like, you know, it takes a couple minutes to go. Well, maybe not a couple minutes, but it can take, you know, a good 30 seconds to clear out a graveyard. Niorra heading into an Ancestor Spirit. Should be, like, he's got perfect weapons for this, dude. Somehow strafes that kick. Nice, man. Beautiful kill. But yeah, shops, it only takes a few seconds to check a shop, and that's a lot of items immediately. So definitely seems like the better routes. You just want to check the shops, dude, because even if there's nothing there, it only takes a couple seconds. Only takes a couple seconds. Tom's going to be heading over to that Dragon Barrow Knights Cavalry here at this Bellbearing Hunter shack. Will likely make pretty quick work of him. I was kind of just looking in his inventory there. Not really sure what he was doing, but nice damage on that Frost, though. That Frost does make a bigger difference in the later stages. I'm kind of surprised Niorra's not, like, maybe a bit later in Altus, Niorra's going to start using that. Tom's going to be careful of dying again on the Knights Cavalry, dude. I spoke too soon earlier, but we got Dragon Bear. We got a Watchdog here. Honestly, very good boss to get in Dragon Barrow. Like, single Watchdog. You would not want to see a Watchdog with imps here. Definitely not. Gets a riposte. But when will these players head to Altus? I think we have still quite a bit more to do, I guess. But yeah, Niorra with a nice kill on that the Watchdog. Not much money, but it's a quick kill. But yeah, I think in Dragon Barrow, you got to be very picky with who you fight here. Like, if there's, I mean, Niorra doesn't know that Tom has died, and Tom's actually kind of like way behind now. But if there's any boss who's even questionable, you just skip it, I think, here. Especially when you're on a good pace like this. Like, Niorra knows he's on a good pace. Has a really good build. It's a Tree Sentinel, so that's a good to go, I think. Definitely have to be careful in Dragon Barrow scaling, though. Yeah, there we go. See, that's what I was saying. Using that Chilling Mist, now that you're in higher scaling area. Unfortunately, I don't know if he was in the mist, though, because he would have gotten Frostbitten already, but there's the Frostbite. Yeah, this is... Niorra's playing this so clean, dude. That's another Chilling Mist, though, for some reason. Oh! That's a lot of damage, dude. You would not want to be hit by that AoE, but wow. Very nice kill. Yeah, Niorra is even pulling further and further ahead. Tom is going into the tunnel where we had that near Deathblight incident. Oh my good lord, it's clipping through the ground. That worm face, man. He's got a dog coming in, and he's trying to do the skip. He's still getting Deathblight build up right now. So yeah, he's just bailing. That's exactly what Niorra did. Meanwhile, Niorra's got who in the Avatar spot? Oh, just a single Leonine, but I guess you got to be a little careful. This is certainly a good boss, I would say, but Nice dodge. Yeah, dodging through that when you're too close is the way to do it. You can also jump attack it if you have the correct spacing. Nice stun, dude. Yeah, this is not free. Gotta be a little careful with the stamina management, though, I would say. It's that frostbite interrupt. Lets him regenerate even more stamina. And wow, just so clean, dude. Squeaky clean kill. Really nice stuff. I mean, if you think about it right now, if Tom went to Dragon Barrow and started doing these bosses, like his kills would just be so much slower. Just way slower without the double bonk. He wouldn't be stunning the bosses and then, you know, trying to tank with the Zamora curve sword. The enemies just do too much damage to tank. So like there's just, he can't really compete with it right now. Because he just doesn't have the right build. Now, if he does get that double Great Axe setup going, then maybe. And of course, you know, a Tom comeback needs to have a death. Niorra has to die, which could happen. You never know what's coming up, but Niorra's playing it so clean round. Somehow jumps over that ant attack. They allowed stake skip. I mean, they could try it, I guess, but they would die, which is not what you want. So, but even that, it might not even be allowed. But I don't know, like, you're not going to die on purpose in this. In the Deathless Randomizer League. We've got a Cemetery Shade. Actually, another really good Dragon Barrel boss to get. Just so weak. Got to be careful with this bleed, though. Whew. One more hit would have been a death. And then the match is back on. But yeah, gets that situation where the Shade just disables his own AI somehow and then gets the kill. Well done. A little bit of a close call, though. Tom dealing with that trio boss. I mean, I guess going to strike, he's got to be careful again. I mean, we saw the same from Niorra where starting to get comboed. Honestly, that clean rot, the Halo Scythe clean rot's so annoying to deal with. He gets a repose, so going to kill the clean rot guy. Still has two annoying Crystallians to deal with. And we got a Chief Teef down here, Chief Bloodfiend. Another pretty good boss. Doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage, I guess, either. At least for a Dragon Barrel boss, but... you gotta be really careful. I don't know if he... Oh my lord, the outspace. He was like millimeters from getting hit and dying there. I don't know if he knows this moveset that well. And I don't blame him. It's a pretty obscure boss, but... That was so close, man. Millimeters from dying. Like, I don't think he knew about that entire follow-up chain that happens on that attack. Okay, gets a stun. Has got him frosted. Probably bleed's going to be coming soon as well. Yeah, and you can kind of just sit underneath him during a lot of these breath attacks and it just doesn't even matter. Oh boy, that was close, man. The match was nearly back on after that one. Wow. That heart rate spiking, dude. But gets the kill. Also, Tom's smoking that Cemetery Shade. Sacred Blade. Yeah, that was probably the shakiest we've seen Niorra this entire time. And now he's deciding to go Volcano Manor to Altus. So, Volcano Manor, we got the duo, and then gonna head... Or sorry, not the duo. We're gonna have the Godskin Noble, and then we'll head down, take out probably the... Gonna go take out the Abductor duo is what I meant. And then we'll head into Altus from there. I mean, or, like, there's the alternate path, I guess, of going through the main Volcano Manor section and then going down past the Tree Spirit through the main door. I mean, these players would know which one's the fastest, I'm sure, but... Because, yeah, that path down to the Abductor duo could be pretty treacherous, actually. You get bad enemies down there, but definitely gonna take out the Noble, who is a Bell-Bearing Hunter, I think. All right, Tom heading into this Midra as well. I think, like, his damage here is just horrible, dude, honestly. Honestly, just horrible damage. And I don't think did he not check the shop for... Okay, gets a Frostbite, though. That'll make the damage look a little bit better. He did get anchor. Okay, so he does have the anchor, but I don't know if he's got another great axe. Because there was the gargoyle great axe that Niorra got at some point, but he did kill the Bellbearing Hunter. Nice jump from Tom. Would love a stun right here. Doesn't roll the AoE properly. Might have lost out on that stun. Okay, just kidding. Gets a stun. That's big. Not enough damage to kill, though. Like, we're really seeing the time just seeping away on all of these fights. And that's, that he's still locked at 34 because he died. But, even if Niorra dies, he's built up so much of a lead here from just way better boss kills. Way more damage. And just simply the more damage you deal, the less RNG you have to deal with, right? Because the boss dies sooner. And so you just, if they're bad attacks that are big stalling attacks or anything like that, you're going to see them less often. And we have seen that so far. Yeah, Niorra going through this section. It's a crow there. This is kind of scary if that crow does something. Okay, looks like it's no problem. Let's buy it. No issue. So yeah, heading down to the Abductor duo. And then you just simply exit into Altus. So this is potential for a pretty good seed right here. Like a pretty high score. We could easily see, I think we could see in the 80s, probably. Well, yeah, we could definitely see in the 80s. Ooh, that's an Esger. Esger with the bleed dogs. Got to be careful here. This is where you'd love that Zamor curve sword to just like take out those dogs instantly. Getting that bleed build up. Gotta watch out for the bleed combo. Oh, you love that RNG right there. You just swing and the boss just simply tanks it all. That's what you love to see. Right now, Niorra does have Altus access. So this lead is going to be growing even more right now because there are a lot of quick Altus boss chains. Waited for nighttime. That's interesting. Come with Knights Cavalry number 65 in the game. It's that kill. Yeah, he is 5 bosses behind, and that's not just like routing differences at this point. Like that's an actual 5 boss lead, I would say. That's a big mountain to climb. And then he's just got to pray that Niorra also dies. Niorra fighting this lion before the boss. I didn't catch who the boss was. But it wasn't that guy. It's another Bellbearing Hunter. I guess just didn't want that boss to chase him. Meanwhile, Tom going to a Godfrey, Golden Godfrey. But yeah, having those, like, a single Great Hammer for general gameplay is pretty good, but the damage is just so much worse than if you have 2. Like, if you have 2, it's so much. That's what I was saying about the auto upgrade in this format. Like, having 2 of the weapon is just so much better than 1. But just in normal Elden Ring gameplay, it's very expensive to get 2 weapons upgraded. Oh, Tom's having another instance of the boss being on 1 HP and he just jumps away from him and gets a couple whiffs, but gets a kill. That's frustrating. Frustrating for the player when that just keeps happening, it seems. But yeah, we can really see. Double bonk is much better than 1. Just so much more damage, man. Yeah, Tom is 5 bosses behind. Did die earlier to a Deathblight Lion. Got a little bit greedy. It was a tough situation, but just maybe needed to be a little bit more patient and just wait for that Deathblight attack to subside. Okay, we got the double splitting avatar, but just they're gonna get smoked here. Yep, beautiful. Perfect weapon. Put that fire buff on it as well. I think that was the Mesmer fire grease, which probably, did that save a hit? Probably not, but looks cool. Probably didn't save a hit. Yeah, really the only possible chance for Tom is Niorra needs to have a massive incident. Like a massive incident, in which we have seen. We did see in the last match, one player did die twice at the very end. Still managed to win, though, but Tom needs to just pray. Okay, we got an Owns fight. We've seen Owns smoke some people. Outspaces the grab really nicely. Margit on Niorra's side. Yeah, Owns just got smoked here. He gets owned, man. Poor guy. Poor little guy. Margit is also getting smoked by the double bonk. Doesn't go for the greed there. And it wasn't even greed. That was probably just a safe attack to go for, but... Okay, Niorra getting frame trapped. Not going for the heal, but rolls the AoE, or rolls the slam. That could have been a little dicey if he panicked and didn't roll that slam properly. Could have been a little close to death, but well done. Tom cleaning up a little bit more of Liurnia here with the deathbird. It's the Crystallion, the Kindred of Rot. Niorra did already take this path. I guess I don't think Niorra's gone into the Black Knife Catacomb, which is, honestly, that's what I would be doing as well. Or did he? No, I don't think he went through there. We got a Theodorix in a tiny arena. But he got that Frostbite. Like, he's resistant to Frost, but, I mean, Chilling Mist is so good. Because the Frost buildup when they're inside the cloud is so high that he's going to easily proc Frost here. I think. Maybe he kills the boss before he does it, but he could probably be going for attacks on the tail right there. Surely you'll get Frost, and I wasn't just... Oh, he missed one of the hits with... He missed one of the hits with the Frost weapon. Okay, well, just kidding. Worked out anyways. Really good damage, regardless. But what I was saying is that I personally would be leaving Black Knife Catacomb for later in the match because, you know, it is one of the most dangerous running sections, and you don't want to die early, right? You don't want to die like 30 bosses in going to Black Knife Catacomb because then you almost have no chance of winning. But if you go there, let's say boss 75 and you die, you can still win with 75, potentially. So... yeah, Theo does have an insane amount of Frost resist, but that's like 2 Chilling Mists, though. Like, if he used another one, he would have gotten them. All right, heading down into the other double boss cave. He wasn't sure that he got the horse to land properly there, so dismount just to make sure. Meanwhile, Tom smokes the Ancestor Spirit. Weak to Holy. But yes, this is the Gary plus Invisible Assassin cave, and there's a skip you can do here that no one will do because it's totally inconsistent. The only time you would ever think about doing it is if you have like a minute left or something. But even then, you want to do this cave early because it's just 2 quick bosses. You would never want to leave it until the end of the match anyways. Now, if you got Hand of Millennia or the Gaius, the Drill Ash of War, then you would do it. But aside from that, you're not doing it. I don't know if anything else works. Probably not. It is a cool thing though, that the players would keep a lookout for. You know, if you find a Hand of Millennia, you just take it and then you would just use it to save, 30 seconds here maybe. Tom getting grabbed at that duelist, so frustrating, man. Such a slow grab. Meanwhile, Margot getting smoked. She's trying that Ash of War, gets interrupted, gets the stun though. A nice kill. We are really seeing... I think this has been the match so far that is really demonstrating the... We got a Lamenter, but his damage should be good enough. Yeah, no problem here. As long as he plays this right, you want to be looking for the main Lamenter here who shoots bigger projectiles at you. But yeah, we're really seeing the difference between the different setups here, the power stance versus the non-power stance. Also, Frostbite doesn't work on this boss. No status effect does. They're kind of a useless buff, but... Oh, dude, he finds the real Lamenter instantly, but it's getting combo chained. Yep, okay, so once you do enough damage to the Lamenter, then you get a big stun, and then all the other duplicates just die. So, yeah, really well played. Somehow instantly found him. Which is just kind of lucky, but that was a nice play. Really nice Lamenter kill. I mean, it could be dangerous if your damage is a little low and you start getting, you start getting interrupted when you're trying to take them out, and then all of them leave the skull. Then that's big trouble. So, because that's just simply instant death. All right, well, the score is officially 55-34 right now, but Tom has killed 49 bosses to Niorra's 55. So 6 bosses down. That's a pretty significant amount to make up, even if Niorra does die. Like, that's a huge amount to make up, actually. And it has been a build difference, mostly. Niorra got Great Stars and the Smith's Grip Great Hammer, which Tom had available, but he didn't check the Patch's shop. I think that was it. The Patch's Bell Bearing, I don't believe he checked it. Dude, look at this Solitary Jail Knight fashion right here. Legendary frog helmet. Legendary frog helmet, dude. But yeah, we will see what happens. I think the deaths they're certainly more likely now, when you're in Altus and things actually start to hit a little bit hard. Deaths are much more possible now than they were early in the match. So, like, who knows what can happen? Especially, we'll see the route that Niorra takes. There are some skips that are possible that are kind of dangerous. Okay, we got a Renala here. I mean, Renala, if you're not careful, tries the firebomb. It knocks her down, but doesn't really do a lot of damage. Oh, and you know what? She's doing that thing where she's against the wall where she just bugs out. Perfect kill, dude. No problem at all. Surely we'll see some exploding tier gameplay soon. But Tom is heading to Altus now as well, so did a little bit more pre-Altus. Like going to that Black Knife Catacomb. Did a few bosses that Niorra didn't do, but is going to head over there now. With just under 40 minutes left. And we really are seeing, like, Niorra's damage was so much better here. So much better. That's Frostbite is nice, though. Yeah, that is the thing with this format, though, is that a lot of it does just come down to what, did you find the build that your opponent has? Or did you get a better build than your opponent has and they just didn't find it? Because if that does happen, like, there's not a whole lot the player with the worst build can do, because it makes such a big difference. And at the start of this match, it kind of seemed like maybe Tom had a slight advantage with finding that Zamor Curve Sword. But Niorra checked the Patch's shop and found another Great Hammer to use with Great Stars, and now is just blasting everything. Like, look at this damage, dude. And the poise breaks as well. That's what you want right there. And you just kill the boss so fast like that, man. Really nice Tree Spirit. Because you cannot keep up with that with a single Great Stars. You just cannot do that. And it doesn't matter how well you play. You're just not going to be able to keep up with that speed and that extra damage of having another weapon upgraded. I honestly do think the double Greatsword would have been better for Tom, but he's kind of gone away from that. He has sort of gone away from that. And I'm not sure if Tom found that other Great Axe, but I think there was a Gargoyle Great Axe. And he did buy the Anchor, so that would definitely also be better set up than this right now. Ooh, Tom having some bird issues. For Niorra, that bird just didn't even aggro until he was, like, already through the door nearly. But it looks like it's not going to fall him too far. Just kidding. Oh my goodness, he's gotten stuck. Oh boy, things are, like, Tom's kind of getting memed here, which seems to happen a lot. It seems like the bad RNG happens to the player who's already behind very often in this. It's weird. It's kind of weird how that keeps happening. Like, the player's behind just gets the meme RNG, and then the person who's ahead just is like, oh yeah, it's just perfect RNG every time. Or not perfect, but... All right, Tom does not aggro the dog, so that's... We got a Sanguine Noble, who can be a little dangerous if you don't know the moveset. Oh, look at Tom just blasting this Esger. Beautiful. But yeah, the dogs don't have as much aggro range as the NPC does. And he identified that very quickly there. Also, the Sanguine Noble gets smoked. Good stuff from both. Tom made up a bit of time there, but he's going to have to do that on the next, like, 15 bosses. Save, a good 20 seconds on each of the next 15 bosses to have any chance to come back here. But unfortunately, he's probably not going to be able to do that with the build he's running right now. Don't think it's going to be possible. Yeah, this lion also harassing Tom. Love to see some Chilling Mist here. Chilling Mist does have pretty good hyper armor, as I was saying earlier. So it can be a good trading tool. And plus it hits and then does Frostbite and then buffs your weapon. It's so strong. Like, pretty much all of those self-buffing Ashavors are really good. They're very good. Yeah, deciding to not go with the Frostbite, though. There we go. Yeah, see, and it's nice to be able to deal damage to the boss while they're, doing some combo chain that you can't really do anything about. They are not aware of the score. They know what their score is, of course, but they don't know what the opponent has done. So Niorra has no idea that Tom has died. And that basically means that, also nice kill, nice jump attack from Tom on the grab. It doesn't, you actually, it's funny, you still get hit by that grab when you do that. Like, it still does like 1 point of damage, so you can't do it on a no-hit run. Oh, that's a nice pickup from Niorra too right there. The Dragon Crest Shield Talisman +1. That's exactly what he needs right now because, as I was saying, Niorra doesn't know that Tom has died. And so, really, he just needs to not die and he'll win. That's all he needs to do, but he doesn't know that. So, because if he did, then it would be kind of boring because you would just sit in a safe spot the whole rest of the match and just win that way. So yeah, they don't know the status of the opponent. I'm going with that Theodorix. Oh, we got a Radagon. Gets a stun and gets hit by that. I don't know how we got hit by that, actually. The jump attack. Oh, boy. This is... Okay. Rolls out of that. Nice dodge. Okay, that looked a little scary. For some reason, I thought that comboed you, but I guess it doesn't. So... Why did I think that comboed you? I guess, to be fair, I don't really get hit by that attack super often, so... And if I do get hit, I'm dead because I'm in, like, red feather range or something. So, okay, we have seen some fiascos here with this deathbird because there are so many enemies around. Like, we've actually seen, I think, several deaths at this point. It's a Siluria, but the enemies look very tame, so we should be good to go. I think. Yeah, the enemies look fine. And in fact, yeah, just take them out is the easiest, safest play. Safest play. And you can, like, one thing that's so strong about the jump attacks is that not only do they do so much damage and are they so fast, but you can jump over so many attacks in the game. And it's what I was saying earlier. Very nice kill on that Siluria, but that's like the ultimate speed is when the boss is attacking you. You don't need to dodge it. You can just jump and then deal your own damage. So it's just so much faster. And trading is kind of the next best thing, but trading, you potentially get like knocked down and then you got to heal after so don't die. And it's not quite as good. All right, nice double avatar from Tom right there. It actually wasn't that slow at all. But yeah, when you can jump attack stuff and do that much damage and attack that quickly with a big weapon, that's what makes it so damn strong. And can a dagger talisman pick up? Probably not that good, but it's going to equip it anyways. Yeah, realistically, he's not going to be reposting many enemies with the build he's got, but you never know who you get. Going up to a DTS. The Godskin Noble, let's see. I guess it's not going to be the Snail because it's just Noble. Yeah, Strike is not the best here. But you still get tons of stuns. And I guess he was going for a riposte there, but... Yep, strike damage on a Noble is not the best. Okay, got to be a little careful here. Kind of got lucky the phase transition was happening right there because if more attacks came in, that could have been real bad. Okay, nice roll through the roll. Meanwhile, Margit's getting smoked from Tom. He's picking up his boss pace a little bit. He's having some better boss kills. And Niorra should be getting a stun here. Nice stun. Just the greed. Like, it just works perfectly on the stun. Nice kill. Tom is praying that Niorra dies, but he's playing clean right now, man. He is getting clean. Or playing clean. And is heading over to a really, like a pretty quick boss chain as well in the Altus Highway, where you have... Basically, you go from the Black Knife Assassin into Lanciax into a trio of bosses that's on the entrance to Capital Outskirts. Oh my lord, Tom is... Oh, dude, I did not think he's going to survive that drop. That looked very sketchy. Okay, and I guess we also just got a spoiler on who that boss is going to be, and it's going to be a Fortisax up here. Ancient Dragons can be kind of slow, but not a whole lot of death potential. But we have seen people waste a lot of time on the Fortisax. By the way, we know Fortisax is replacing the Lanciax because those two bosses are the same, I think. At least in older versions of the randomizer, they were. Or wait, or were they not? Never mind. Forget everything I just said. That's not how it works. Just kidding. But yeah, heading over to this assassin. We have seen people do a skip down to... Am I right? I don't know. Maybe it depends on the randomizer settings, but we have seen people do a skip down to Altus Tunnel, and we've seen people die doing it, but we got a Misbegotten and Crucible duo here. Beautiful jump attack. That's what I'm saying, dude. You dodge attacks and deal damage at the same time. It really doesn't get any better than that. Beautiful kill. Very clean. Now, Crucible Knights can be kind of slow, especially if you can't kick or parry them. There are some jump attacks openings, though, like right there. Beautiful stuff, man. Niorra is gaming right now. Why do people jump this, dude? I don't get it. I still don't get it. Everyone jumps it. Be careful. Oh, my lord, dude. Okay. Jesus. There we go. A little bit of a close call, but I guess not too close. Yeah, the aura farming jump attack that everyone does. Or not even jump attack, it's just a jump. Okay, Tom heading into this Lamenter here. Is punching him? I don't think I've ever seen that strat. I wonder what that does. Because I've never seen that. Okay, we do have a Fortisax. Okay, so I was right. I wasn't going crazy. And he's got that Dragon Wound Grease as well. That extra damage. I'm not sure if it... Oh my lord, that damage, though. Okay, I said no death potential, and he takes away 3/4 of his health in a single swing. I watch this lightning, man. Okay, Fortisax is not messing around right here. And yeah, we've seen so many people... Oh my god, his damage is so high. I guess it's just his armor's really bad, and he's got maybe bad lightning resist in that rain as well. Gotta be really careful. And this is a slow fight right now. And also, Tom smoked the Lamenter. You know, like... Started punching him. Like, maybe it's to be able to see him better and when he spawns in. Like, you see the gore on him or whatever. His damage is excellent on his Fortisax, though. Nice kill from Niorra right there. Wow, that was a little scary, though. That was a lot of damage in a single hit. Yeah, that's the thing, though. With the way the Ancient Dragons attack you, like, dying to them, you're not really going to get comboed by that much stuff, right? Like, you might get swiped into the lightning explosion that happens after, which does do a lot of damage, as we saw, but usually there aren't, like, follow-up attacks that you're going to get hit by, necessarily. I guess there's, like, the one swipe, but... Tom heading to Old Altus Tunnel. That boss lead is maintained at been five boss lead for the past probably like 20 minutes. I feel like maybe more. Maybe the last 30 minutes. But yeah, Tom did have that death, which obviously wasted time. But what we were seeing here is the massive weapon difference. Like, Tom is not dual wielding, and it's not really because he's just deciding to not dual wield. Well, I guess he has double greatsword, but he didn't find the double great hammer setup. He didn't check the patch's bell bearing, which ended up having the Smith's grip great hammer. And so he's been going with a single weapon. He does have the option to go double greatsword though, which I'm not certain if it would be better than this. Okay, Tom getting that weird like randomizer thing where the boss is against the wall and just tries to summon nothing. Yeah, we're already seeing like, oh, we got a Millennia, dude. The damage is insanely high. Okay, he's gonna get hit by this waterfowl. Luckily not phase 2, so no rot, but yeah, the damage wasn't that bad. Wasn't that high. We have seen Millennia kill some people, though, so he's got to be a little careful. You know what? I feel like this jump attack build on Millennia isn't, like, I think it's still really good, but we've seen people struggle with it a little bit. It's not as straightforward as it is on a lot of the other bosses where you just kind of, like, don't even think and just jump attack. Millennia doesn't really let you do that. It takes a rot tick. I mean, luckily, this isn't the highest Millennia scaling. And his damage is crazy, dude. I don't even think that was a frostbite, was it? Well, and then down she goes. Beautiful. Beautiful, except for that waterfowl, but didn't even matter, dude. The extra healing that Millennia got wasn't significant enough to do anything. All right, now this boss can be the double boss that Niorra is going to be heading to can be a little awkward sometimes because it is just like two random singular bosses. It's not a duo that's, you know, one. It's not a duo boss that's picked from the normal duo. So we got an assassin and then I don't know who else, but meanwhile Tom fighting a tree spirit, getting some good damage off with that frostbite. Nice dodge on the grab. Gets the stun. You know what? It's actually great when you can get an assassin cornered. Oh, the other boss is a magma worm, I guess. When you can get an assassin cornered, they can't really do much, and they just start panicking. It's the big stun. A chilling mist maybe won't do anything, but yeah, the classic frostbite on the final hit. That's a classic, dude. Really nice duo kill right there. You can potentially get some awkward fights, and then you just want to leave that. But that was pretty good. Nice cavalry number 75. And that 5-boss lead is holding strong right now. Yeah, with the way Niorra is playing, it's like hard to imagine a death happening. But then, even if he does die, like I was saying earlier, even if he does die, also nice cavalry kill. Even if he does die, he's too far ahead, man. I don't think Tom can catch up, even if he does die. I think the only chance Tom has is Niorra needs to die twice. Which I don't see it happening, but who knows, man? Maybe there's going to be an absolute disgusting running section at some point, or boss combo, or who knows? Who knows? But it is not looking good for Tom, and unfortunately, the loser of this match is done for the tournament. So this is do or die, basically. Nice jump by Tom on that poke. Sanguine Noble goes in that parry stance, but can't do anything against a jump attack. Yeah, we got a Ghost Flame Dragon as well, and that Sacred Blade's coming in big. Like, look at the damage, dude. So good. These aren't even headshots either. These bosses can be dangerous. If you let them live for too long, you know, you get the summons or something, or you get frostbitten. It can be very bad, but that was a beautiful kill with Sacred Blade. That's why I think if you see a weapon that has Sacred Blade somewhere, like, you cannot ignore it. Or at least specifically in the character creation, like, it would be very questionable to ignore a Sacred Blade unless you have something god tier. If you have some god tier like a Dust Poker, you got to take that, but yeah, Sacred Blade's very strong. Especially when it comes with a great stars. Like the players didn't really have much of a choice on this one with the character creation, because this class did start with Inseparable Sword that has Sacred Blade on it and a great stars. So wasn't exactly a tough choice for them to make. Which is, it's actually it's really fun when lightning balls are scary though. Yikes, man. It is fun when the players start with different classes. But in this case, the choice was too obvious. We got an Ancient Dragon Man. I went alt to scaling. I don't know how much of a threat this guy is, but all I know is that NPCs are extremely annoying. But getting those nice roll catches in. One more. There we go, dude. Nice kill. Big Serpent Bow pickup. I'm sure that's good or something. Probably not. I'm fighting that Radagon. Damage quite a bit lower, but should get a Frostbite. Or actually, didn't use Chilling Mist though. Oh my lord! And it's just the bonk into the roll catch. Oh my god, dude! You hate to see that stuff. It's the mistakes kind of compounding for Tom. He's been playing well though. He's cleaned up the second half of the match. I would say. But yeah, big Charger 2, going for the big stun, and you smoke a wooden pillar, and you don't even hit the boss, and then you get smoked by the boss after. Unfortunate series of events right there. All right, Niorra going now to the Western Liurnia, which he left. We've got Godfroy, and the damage is excellent on him, and just going to stun him right out of his Wombo combo. So fast, dude. Such a fast kill. Tom heading to that gank fight. Now, the enemies didn't go in on him. And there's an invisible assassin, dude. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, dude. It seems like the person who's behind just gets the worst RNG. Because Niorra didn't even have an invisible assassin, although it just died. At least not that I saw. Okay, it wasn't that bad. How did he get hit by that? It must have been another enemy attacked him. Yeah, the Solari actually killed the invisible assassin for him. But I don't even think Niorra, aggroed that guy. Anyways, I guess no problem. But that could have been real bad. That is something we've seen several times, though. It's just somehow the person who is behind just seems to get worse luck. Yeah, right now, Niorra's on a great pace. On 69 bosses with just under 20 minutes left. I feel like this should be an 80 boss pace for sure. And he's got an excellent build. Has played super clean so far. I guess we're going to see if he decides to do any of those skips at some point, but Tom seeing that Noble, using some more Curve Sword. Probably a better choice than the double strike, but I mean, even then, dude, it's actually just not better. If you're doing those rolling attacks, it's not better. Or is that just the R1? Also, goodbye to whoever that was. In the Spirit Collar cave. Yeah, he's got to get that Frostbite off. There it is. There's the damage. That's where you get the damage out of Zamor Curve Sword, is that Ash of War. Which should pretty much just be used as many times as you possibly can. Because it also does have good hyper armor. There we go. And Niorra's going to... I guess this is, I forget what this place is called. But the Cleanrot Knight cave in Liurnia. So I'm guessing we're gonna see that Black Knife Catacomb pretty soon, because he hasn't gone there yet, and that's just 2 quick bosses. We're going to be seeing that pretty soon, especially now that he's at a pretty comfortable, like 70. 70 is a decent score, but it's probably not enough to win most matches, especially in the playoffs like this. But I mean, he's got 18 minutes left, 70 bosses killed. He doesn't know, but Tom has died. Like he's in he's in control of this match. Like it would take a miracle for Tom to come back. It's a meta fight. We've gotten a lot of DLC on this. A lot of main DLC bosses. But yeah, there will be a certain point. Got poisoned, I guess. Oh, that was from the cave. Gets that big stun. Yep, doesn't even need the riposte, dude. It was before the phase change. But there will be a certain point where Niorra's going to have killed so many bosses that Tom just won't be able to catch up anymore. I don't think we're at that yet. I think Tom could reach 71. But I want to say, you know, if Niorra gets into the high 70s soon, I don't think Tom's going to be able to catch up. I mean, definitely, like even the mid 70s, like it might just be too much of a lead. And Tom might just not have enough time. Even if Niorra dies a bunch of times, it just doesn't even matter. Once he gets to that point. So, yeah, Niorra's got some fast bosses left. Like, this is going to be a good score, I think. Should be in the 80s. Tom having a little bit of a hard time with his Crucible Knight. Gets Frostbite. A nice jump attack. Let's see if Tom jumps this attack. Finally, someone who doesn't jump it. Not like it matters, but I just feel like you're asking for trouble if you jump that attack, if you're on like bad terrain or something. Nice. Wait, did he kick? I kind of missed it. Yeah, kicking's a really good strat when that Crucible Knight puts his shield up. Kicking is good. There aren't many situations in the game where kicking is that good, but Crucible Knight, it's a good way because they just hurl all the time. There's a Godslayer Greatsword, I think. I mean, Niorra bought it, but realistically, you're not going to go with that over the setup right here. Even if you get like a Rotten Avatar, I feel like you still don't even bother. All right, Tom going to that Fortis Axe here. Damage is looking... I mean, if the bot just sits still in this Frost, is looking pretty good, I guess. But honestly, the damage per hit that Niorra had is like quadruple what Tom has right now with this weapon. But he's using that Ash of War pretty effectively. Oh. Oh my lord, that was close to another death. I mean, another death is for sure, that's game over. Yep, getting this massive delay fly attack. Super slow. Is that going to reach him? It's reaching him, and he's getting some headshots with that, actually, I think. Another whiff. We have seen so many people whiffing on Ancient Dragon fights, but that, you know, that's a pretty good fight for Tom. Considering his damage is definitely, he's got a huge disadvantage compared to Niorra on that damage. That was pretty much the same kind of speed of fight, I want to say. Yeah, Niorra, meanwhile, heading over to the Black Knife Catacombs from the Madness Tower direction, which we haven't seen many players doing, actually. Usually we've seen most players go from Church of Vows and then kill that Avatar over there. Gets frenzied, but that's all kind of part of the plan if you're taking this route. There's not really a good, fast way to not get frenzied if you're running from this way. Yeah, gonna head to that Avatar, and then I guess the benefit is you can just port straight back to this Grace, and then you skip that little running section, going through the... What is it, like a ravine kind of thing? It's not really a ravine, but you know what I'm saying. That lower section where you kind of have to run around. Liurnia Death Knight, simply you can just jump attack. Insane iframe by that Death Knight, though. Yep, gets the big stun. Tom heading to this Millennia here. Let's see how he does this. Absolutely, obviously cannot afford a death. Meanwhile, Niorra takes out that Death Knight pretty easily. That's a nice attack from Tom right there. Hyper armor. Big riposte. Not going with Frostbite, though. And yeah, we have seen people do the strat where you can stun Millennia at the start of phase 2, but I guess he didn't get it there somehow. I don't know exactly how that works, but we have seen people do that where you can stun Millennia and then riposte her immediately in phase 2 and you just skip this flower. Here's the Chilling Mist. Maybe wanted to save the Frostbite for phase 2. Cancels the Waterfowl. That's nice, dude. That's what you want to see right there. That's a big time save, actually. With the stamina consumption. He's got no stamina, dude. One more R1. That's a clean Millennia fight right there. Skip the second Rot Flower. Also, Niorra heading into Black Knife Catacomb. Playing it very safe. Very smart play. Taking out that bird. Watch out for the mage. Very clean up the guillotine. Simple. Made that look super easy, dude. Made that look very simple. And Tom fighting that duo in Altus. The Tree Sentinel duo. Stuns the Black Knife Assassin in the air. That's a pretty clean kill right there. Niorra fighting that Crucible Knight. Makar's going to get decimated by Tom. That nice stun. Proposing these guys is like insanely slow for some reason. Because like not only is the actual riposte animation on the Magma Worms really slow, but then they also get a ton of iframes when they're standing up. And so it's never a good idea to riposte them. Maybe in casual play, it could be, but even if I'm like pretty much if I'm doing anything, I'm never riposting a Magma Worm. Just bad. It's just simply bad. But we've seen the boss lead now is, you know, I guess it's been maintained at pretty much 5 for the past almost hour, maybe. Yeah, unless it's Night Rain. Oh, we are seeing this Deathblight line, though. So this is where Tom died. But Niorra has a massive damage advantage. It's kind of getting cornered, though, a little bit. Gotta be careful here. And he gets Deathblighted. Okay, it is not over. It is not over, dude. He gets Deathblighted. They both die the exact same way. Exact same way. They get too greedy, man. They didn't respect the Deathblight enough. And so now Niorra's thinking right now that he's probably thinking he's lost. But now their deaths have canceled out, so Tom is back in the match. And you know what? Niorra's going back for it, dude. Now, this is where, like, right now, if Niorra leaves, goes to another boss, and just kills, like, maybe 2 or 3 more bosses, he probably just wins because Tom cannot catch up. But now, all of a sudden, if Niorra dies and his score gets locked at 74, Tom will catch up to that. He has to not die here. He needs to not die, because if he dies here, this could be a massive swing. He gets the stun, and that's it. There it is. That Deathblight shouldn't be too much of an issue when he spawns in. Yeah, there it is. Okay, well done. Tom left that Deathblight Divine Beast. Also, Tom smoking the Ghost Flame Dragon with that. And it was the Summoner, by the way, I guess. Yeah, Sacred Blade makes quick work of that. All right, Niorra gets out of it. That was, honestly, that was kind of risky. I guess he doesn't know the situation. He doesn't know that Tom has only died once or whatever, but that was a nice execution. Like, that could have been the match right there. If Niorra died to that, Tom would have gotten to 74. I think Tom's on pace for probably mid-70s here. And Niorra dying and locking his score at 74 would not have been a recipe to win right there. Yeah, these players, what we've noticed is, like, these players assume, rightfully so, that when they died, they lost. But we've seen deaths in most matches so far. Like, you get a bad boss like that. Like, all it takes is one little mistake and you die, and it's like, well. But yeah, it's definitely not over. When someone dies, it's not over. But Tom still does kind of need a miracle here. Tom does need a miracle. Because the only way, like, in fact, we might be at a point where the comeback is impossible. Will Tom kill 6 more bosses? Like, I think he probably will, but if Niorra kills like 1 more, that's probably GG's, I think. You have to imagine, because, yeah, at a certain point, even if Niorra dies at 77, I don't think Tom's going to get to 77, which he would have to do. Because, yeah, if Niorra dies right now, then his score would be locked. And he's got a bunch of Limgrave bosses left, too. So he's looking really good. But yeah, the way it works, like, it's basically as if none of these players have died at this point. So now if Niorra dies at 76 bosses, his score's locked. And then, yeah, the only way Tom can win would be to get past 76 bosses at that point. And he's not going to kill the 76th boss faster than Niorra did, because, like, he's 5 bosses behind right now. Tom's going to Dragon Barrel right now. Now, we do know there are really good bosses here. He's 1 hit away from stun. Nice stun. But yeah, this is looking like GG's probably. After 1 more boss kill, and Niorra's not going to die in Limgrave, dude. Well, I don't remember a threatening boss being here, so it was pretty interesting that they both died at the exact same spot. But where we're seeing the, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe got a frostbite guy, whatever this guy's name, Oleg. And he's teleport. He might teleport in the boss arena. I think that's possible. Even still, though, I mean, Niorra's looking pretty good right about now. Nice kill on the Lanciax. Now, Tom heading to this Tree Sentinel. Probably will have no issue with it, but I mean, this is pretty much GG's at this point. I don't think Tom can catch up to 77 bosses, even if Niorra died at this point. Yeah, quite an interesting match. What I was saying, though, is that what the main difference was here is just the build. Like, the build was the difference 100% here, because they both died on the exact same thing. So it's not like, you know, the time loss of that kind of cancels out. This simply came down to, it wasn't even a routing difference, really. It was Niorra's got to be a little careful here. Oh my lord, dude. I say it's over, probably, but I mean, that would have made it real close if he just died. Because I still don't think Tom could catch up to 77, but I mean, that would have made it real interesting. But yeah, the difference in this match came down to Niorra checking the Patch's bell bearing and getting another Great Hammer. That was the difference. Like, and that's pretty much it, right? Like, their boss execution, I think Tom had some issues on some bosses, but part of the reason was because he was doing way less damage, way less poise damage, and couldn't skip the bad RNG that Niorra was able to, because he just killed the boss in time. So that is what this match came down to. So, like, out of all the matches we've seen, this has been the match has been kind of the most decided by the build. Not even really the build selection, but just Niorra found a weapon that Tom didn't. And that's a lesson, maybe. Is you got to check those bell bearings, man. You got to check them. You got to check as many shops as you can right away, because they're quick item checks. And if your opponent outbuilds you, if they get a better build than you, it is almost impossible to win that. It's just like, you know, a 4-boss lead here. That's a couple minutes ahead. And it's just based on boss killing, pretty much. So yeah, we have seen some owns fiascos, but the safe play is to just backstab. Like, backstab, just R1 until he gets out of it, and then just repeat. Yeah, great RNG. And Tom gets grabbed by the shade. That's unfortunate, dude. Insult to injury. Insult to injury. But that's going to do it for sure. That will do it. GG's to Niorra, dude. Well played match. That Deathblight Lion, it's funny that they both did the exact same thing. They both got greedy trying to get the kill and just didn't respect the Deathblight buildup enough. But again, yeah, what this came down to, if you missed it, Niorra killed Patches, which Tom did as well, but he checked the bell bearing in round table. I don't believe Tom did. And what was in that bell bearing was honestly not maybe the best weapon ever. It was the Smith Script Great Hammer. That's not like the best weapon, but what it enables is a dual wielding Great Hammer build, which is so much better than a single Great Hammer, as we've seen. It's just so much better. And that's been the difference in this match. That's been enough to make a 4-boss difference here. And honestly, that is that's like the one scary thing about this format. I think. Oh boy, Tom nearly missed that. Not like it would have mattered, honestly, but yeah, that's the one thing with this format. Ooh, this is a phase 1 fire giant. Kind of ugly boss. Better than phase 2 though. Also, we did see Niorra nearly die to this Chief Blood Fiend. Tom's damage is way worse. Like way worse. Triple stomp attack. Gets that stun before he jumps in the air. It's pretty good. Should get a frostbite too. There it is. Yeah, Niorra gets to 80 bosses. Now that's a really good, like that's a sign of a good run. If you're in the 80s, that's very solid. And he's got bosses left. I think he's going to the Guardian Golem. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this. But yeah, I guess that's the thing too, right? Also, nice kill from Tom right there. That was well executed. When you kill that many bosses, you kind of start to run out of bosses at the end. It's like, who do I go to? And then, you know, the boss choices you have left are just not efficient fights. Now, honestly, if I'm Niorra here, I'm going... The other grace they have is in the DLC. I would just, like, try it just for fun, I think. But, I mean, yeah, he can definitely get at least one more kill here. Anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, the scary thing about this format is just... It's so easy to lose just purely based on you just didn't find the right weapon. That's what's so scary. Like, you can play so well and just not have a chance against an opponent because they found a better weapon and then executed properly, right? Now, it does definitely still... Niorra's taking kind of the side path. This is definitely slower than just going straight there. Maybe he doesn't know this cave that well. No, he must, but... Maybe it's a safer path. You only have to deal with one enemy. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah, I guess just taking the safer path through here, but I mean, there's only a minute left, I guess. It's not that much safer either, though. Yeah, you definitely would not want to come into this cave early in the run because you can very easily get knocked off the edge. But yeah, it is scary just the thought that you... Like, me doing this if I was doing this, if I was running in this, I'd just be, the whole time I'd be so scared. Like, did I miss something? Ooh, phase 2 fire giant, dude. Did I miss a weapon somewhere and now I just lose because my opponent found that weapon, you know? And in this case, that is pretty much what happened. Like, that's pretty much exactly what happened, wasn't it? But yeah, the lesson I think is just check the shops. It's a quick check. And you get a lot of items from it, so. That should do it. I mean, Tom is going to be... I mean, is he going to kill this Deathblight Lion in time? It's funny, if Niorra did die there to that Godfrey, I mean, he wasn't that close to dying, but Tom would have probably won, actually. Or would have been close. Would have made it real interesting. Yeah, respectable game, though, from both players, for sure. I mean, 81... I mean, what boss did he die on? 81 boss is pretty damn good. I don't know what boss number he died on, but... And yeah, Tom did the best with what he got, pretty much. He just didn't find as good of a build. He definitely would have been in the 80s easily if he found that other Great Hammer. But... didn't find it. And you know what? The death canceled out, so both players don't really have to feel that bad about that death because the other player also died of the exact same thing. So, But yeah, the weapon difference, man. This is I think, is this the first match where we've really seen a win based on the build? I mean, it's not like Niorra didn't play extremely well also. Like, he played extremely, extremely well, but so did Tom, though. Like, they both played really well. And the difference was the weapon, mostly. So, yeah. Anyways, looking at the bracket, so Niorra does win. Tom, unfortunately, is eliminated. Going to be moving into round 3 of... Look how many rounds are in the losers bracket, man. There are so many rounds. Like, you have to win so many in a row if you're in the losers bracket. It's just insane. Versus the winners bracket. Look at the winners bracket. You just have to win, 5 times and you win the whole thing. In the losers bracket, you have to win so many times, dude. You have to win 8 times and then win 2 matches straight in the final. Like, it's a very tough path. But that's as it should be. I mean, you get rewarded for finishing in top 16. And man, it would feel really bad to finish in 17th though. Because you're right there. You're so close to having a big cushion, right? Because if you're in the winners bracket, you also, if you lose, you end up in the losers bracket. But I actually really like this format with the double elimination. Rewarding the players who did the best in in the qualifier. But yeah, anyways, GG's on the match. GG's to Niorra and Tom. That was I mean, again, it kind of seemed halfway through the match, Tom died and it seemed like it wasn't going to be close at all. But then it kind of ended up getting a little close at the end, but this has probably been the least close match so far, I guess. But it's still, Tom maybe had a chance. Maybe, but kind of funny. I don't know if either of these players are going to be super happy with how it went. Like, even Niorra is like thinking like, oh, I probably shouldn't have died there, but I still got the 81 boss kills, which is pretty good. But yeah, the format is great, dude. Anyway, GG to the runners, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, that's it for Tom in the event, but I'm definitely looking forward to casting more of these matches. I don't have any more lined up yet, but I for sure will. So yeah, GG's. And I definitely should. I should do some runs of some DRL seeds just for fun. I definitely feel like I should do that at some point. And then surely during season 3, I will be in it. But we'll see. I don't know. Are there 200 practice seeds? Really? That's insane, dude. That's an insane amount. That is insane. Anyways, I'm going to head to bed, though, you guys. I'm kind of tired. Or I'm going to head to bed soon. I do have some stuff to do, so. Oh, yeah, the Gamba, I guess. What was the Gamba at? I wonder. I mean, Niorra was definitely the favorite just based on the positionings in the qualifier. Oh, it was actually Tom had the 57%. So, damn. Well, if you pick Niorra to win that, you get some useless channel points that literally do nothing. So there you go. Good job. Great job. Anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Will I be back on tomorrow? Probably not. But I'm going to keep chipping away at routing the... Keep chipping away routing the All Achievements Plus run, dude. We're so not even close to finish routing it. It's a massive, massive run. I mean, it's literally just the biggest run I've ever done. Not necessarily the hardest. I don't think it's going to be that hard to do. I'll probably first try. But yeah, just in terms of the length and amount of content on that run, it's for sure going to be the longest I've ever done. It's going to be like 20, 25 hours maybe. So, yeah, anyways, have a good weekend, you guys. If I'm not on at all. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. We'll see. There are some more matches that I'm... definitely more matches next week that I'll be commentating on. So that should be fun. And then it's funny, too. The plan after after we do this monstrous Elden Ring All Achievements Plus run, the idea after that is to do Skyrim All Achievements No Damage as well, which is going to be... I honestly think that could even be longer. That could be a longer run because Skyrim All Achievements is massive, dude. So, anyways. Yeah, I guess we could raid someone. I kind of forgot about raiding, honestly. Who should we raid, dude? Why not? Oh boy, insane copyright. Let's raid Brian, dude. He's doing some. I commentated on his match last week. Played really well. He is doing some bingo practice games. So yeah, go say hi to Brian, you guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll stream on the weekend, but probably not. Like if I do stream it, it would be tomorrow. But the problem is golf season has started. Like courses are finally opening up around me, and so I'm gonna be golfing, dude. Like I kind of want to like focus on golf this year a lot because I got back into it at the end of last year, and gotta get back into form, dude. Yeah, Ronnie's concert. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, go say to Brian, you guys, and I will see you guys next stream.
Oh my god! Dude! Whoa, holy shit! Hi, Gino! Welcome in, Raiders! How was the DRL cast? What's going on? Hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? I am currently getting lost. It was fun. Who ended up winning? I caught a bit of the start.